everyone. What's going on? Welcome to
Oh, what happened to Jason?
I don't know. As soon as we start, Jason's gone out.
Oh,
Let's hope it's not a sign of things to come tonight.
I hope not.
Now, Jason, can you hear us? I'm assuming no. So I'll tell you what. I'm going to remove Jason, and you can come back. There we go. But we've got Jacob Martin in the house. Jacob, how are you?
I'm doing great today. As we were talking earlier, it's been quite a busy day. I hosted a live stream this morning on my channel where I had Ramsey from his channel, Henry Mockingbird. Then I watched the live stream you were just on with Jacob Collins, and now I'm a part of your live stream. So it's all come full circle.
Yeah, man. Well, absolute pleasure to have you as always. And for anyone who doesn't know, like Jacob was pretty much like one of the first people I collabed with on YouTube. And I can't even remember our first collaboration. Can you?
I think it was it the Truman Show we did? That was one of the first, I think.
Possibly.
And that or Singing in the Rain, one of those two.
Yeah, I would like to say I maybe appeared on your channel first, and then you maybe came over to mine for the Truman Show. That sounds kind of about right. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because I think you were like the first big YouTuber I collabed with that wasn't Anthony A. Perez. Because like the first three people I collabed with, it was Perez, and then you, and then Dave from Interpreting the Stars, and then my channel took a big increase. I think it was 2021 when my channel started to really grow because of all the collabs I started doing.
Yeah, I noticed that as well, and like yourself, Jacob, my channel started to grow at that time, like yourself. Yeah, so crazy to think how far we've come since like 2021, right?
Yeah, I know. Like you're over 1,000 subscribers, and I just hit over 700, and it's been a really insane roller coaster since then. Like on my recent 700 subscriber live stream, I like I said on that stream, I felt like never did I think in 4 years that my channel would grow this far, that I'd be hosting live streams, be having a bunch of friends on here, and even hosting my own podcast. It's very surreal.
Yeah, man. Well, just congratulations on like all the huge feats you've achieved since knowing you, and just what you continue to achieve. To be honest, it's quite a lot. To be honest, it's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So yeah, it's great to have Jacob here on Hangout and Chat. The link to his channel will be in the description box after the live stream. To be honest with you, I sent an invite out to a couple of people. I didn't think anyone was kind of going to join, possibly. So it's great to have Jacob on board anyway. So yeah, Jacob, for anyone who doesn't know you, do you want to just plug your channel to everyone, tell everyone a little bit about what it's about?
Oh yeah, well, my channel, I mainly do movie reviews, TV reviews. I'll do ranking videos. My channel's taken a bit of a back seat recently because I'm about to go back to school in just about a week, which is very surreal as well. But I'm excited to get back into school personally wise. But once I start school, it's mainly going to be a bunch of live streams. I've been kind of experimenting like every weekend doing the what I've watched live stream, where I'll share some of the movies that I've watched in the past week. And then I'll take excerpts from some of the stuff I've been watching and been doing, like reposting them as movie reviews. I feel like that's an easier way to do it. And I'll keep doing that, especially on like my Celebrating Disney series. I'll still keep doing through these live streams and some of the director projects that I'm currently going on.
Nice. Yeah, so Jacob's got a lot of awesome, great content on his channel. He's always doing some kind of like project on his channel, which is what I really admire. And the amount of old movies you talk about, man's incredible.
Yep. I'm just about to wrap up Stanley Kubrick. I just watched Full Metal Jacket the other day for the first time, and about to be watching his final film, Eyes Wide Shut, and I'll cover both of those movies on Saturday's live stream, and then I should have a live ranking of where I rank all 13 of Stanley Kubrick's films from worst to best. So be on the lookout for that.
Nice. Yeah, I saw the other day that you saw Full Metal Jacket, and that's a movie that was mentioned on last live stream I did that I haven't seen yet. So definitely intrigued.
Yeah, it's an interesting movie. I feel like the first half, which is in the boot camp where you have Arlie Ermy as a drill sergeant, that's the best stuff of the whole movie. It's very entertaining, but it's also kind of disturbing to watch at the same time, where you see the effect on some of these soldiers and stuff. And the second half is more so your standard war movie. And to be honest, the second half was kind of boring in comparison. But I still admire it overall.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting to hear that take. And when I check the movie out, I'll after I've thought about it, I'll be like, oh yeah, Jacob's right, or actually no, I think something a little bit different. So
yeah, which is funny because there were a lot of Vietnam War movies that were coming out during that time. There was Apocalypse Now in the late 70s, and so you introduced me to one of them, Casualties of War, with Michael J. Fox. But I feel like, Full Metal Jacket seems like that's like the most praise of the three, but it's probably my least favorite because I respect a lot about Apocalypse Now. And I thought Casualties of War was terrific, mainly because of the lead performance.
Right. Right. Yeah, I mean, I can only speak for Casualties of War out of the movies you mentioned, Jacob. It's the only one I've seen. I remember the first time seeing that, I was like, Michael J. Fox in a war movie? You just wouldn't think it, And
yeah.
I'm like, wow, this guy's great.
Yeah, I know. Like, I feel like, had he not had the Parkinson's and his career was still going on today, like, who knows where his career would have gone with a performance like Casualties of War.
Right. Yeah, I completely agree. And I know, like, as he goes later into his filmography, he starts to dive into, The Frighteners, which is kind of like a comedy horror. Michael J. Fox in a horror movie, who would think that?
He was good in that movie too.
Right. So yeah, I would have loved to have seen where his career would have gone. But at least we've got these movies to look back on and cherish, and it's just great with this filmography, which I do intend to continue, by the way, for anyone who's watching. I can be like, wow, this guy was in this movie, and introduce, yourself, Jacob, and others to movies of his that people haven't seen. Like, coming up on the channel very shortly, you're going to see me and Jacob on a collab for a movie called The American President, which I'm excited to see as well. Still haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I think you'll have a blast with that one. I was totally engrossed by that movie. Michael J. Fox isn't in it that much, but when he's in it, he's really good in it.
Yeah, I can imagine. I'm looking forward to it. But so be on the lookout for that. Again, I just want to welcome everyone who's watching live right now or after the fact. Jacob, links to Jacob's channel will be in the description box below, or you just go on YouTube right now, search Jacob Martin, and you'll find his channel. So, Jacob, we've got some comments to catch up on.
All right.
So go for a couple of them. Yeah, if you guys are watching live right now, leave any and all comments. Please be respectful. And ask anything that you like. We got Trav saying, "Sup, guys?"
Hey, Trav.
Hope you're doing well. He says, "Love seeing a day of live streams." Yeah. Caught Jacob live earlier when he was talking to Henry as well. And that was a fun chat.
It was a good chat.
We've got Sophie's retro review saying, "Hello, guys." So, hey, Soph.
Hey, Sophie.
Well, we've got Playtendo guy Pete saying, "Hey, Michael, Jacob, hope you're well." So, hey, Pete.
Hey, Pete.
Hope you're doing good. He says, "Thoughts on the Scream 6 trailer? Have you seen this, Jacob?"
I did see the trailer. That's why I commented on it when you were with Jacob Collins earlier. Oh, hey, Jason's back.
Sorry, my dad called and he needs some information for me. So.
Oh, good.
All right.
Oh, good. Well, good to have you back, Jason. We're just going through a couple of comments right now. So yeah, we're just talking about the Scream 6 trailer. So I was just going to take away to Jacob and ask if he's seen the trailer.
Like I was saying, I just saw the Scream 6 trailer just a couple hours ago, and I've been a little skeptical on the new Scream 6, mainly because I didn't like that Neve Campbell isn't returning as Sidney Prescott. I hated the way they kind of did her dirty, and she's not coming back due to a pay dispute. I was like, but that's like the main face of the franchise. Not having Sidney in there is like not having Jack Sparrow in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Like, I don't know how that's going to work. With all that said, I saw the trailer. It looked interesting. I think putting it in a different setting like New York City, I think it's going to be fun. And it looked like there was going to be some creative stuff with it, like this cult of ghost faces. And there's this one ghost face holding a gun, which is different. So maybe it'll still be good. I hope it's at least better than the last one. Like, one of my hot takes was I wasn't a big fan of Scream 5. I felt like that was my least favorite in the franchise, honestly. So hopefully this one's at least watchable, at least. But I don't know.
Right. Well, Jacob, very quickly, just to let you know, I'm on your side completely. I didn't like the new movie. I thought it was the worst one in the franchise as well. So when they said Scream 6, I was like, oh, no.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's hard making a Scream movie without Wes Craven. And, sadly, Wes Craven passed away several years ago. And I missed his style when watching the new film. It's like these directors were fine. I liked Ready or Not. That was a fun horror movie. But having them helm Scream just, I don't think, translated as well.
Right. No, I get that. Jason, are you a fan of the Scream movies?
I know nothing about Scream, so
right.
As Jacob's talking, I'm just like my brain is just like I'm not paying attention. Nothing to me.
Well, the Scream movies, yeah, they're horror movies, but they're also meta comedies. You can get invested in the slasher elements, but it's also making fun of the slasher movies at the same time. I'd say they're more entertaining to watch than flat out scary. So it might work for you. I don't know. But
yeah.
Jason, you're very unpredictable on your movie opinions. So I'd say take our opinions with a grain of salt.
That's true. Yeah.
Fair. Yeah. So kind of just to carry on what Jacob was saying very quick about the Scream trailer, because Jason's not obviously seen it. Yeah, I thought the trailer looked interesting. Bit like Jacob, had a couple of bit skeptical about the whole movie. I saw the trailer and it looks like it's going for more of a serious tone, which I actually really like, because I get the meta aspect, but I think there's also kind of time to move on from that to an extent. You can have meta aspects in it as long as it's written well and it's good comedic timing to address that. But I think going to New York, they want to establish this as a new movie, a new setting, something unpredictable. And I think going more of a serious route, I think that accomplishes that. So it'll be interesting. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. I know it's coming out in March, and with me going back to school, I won't be seeing as many new movies because of that. And I got to be careful on what movies I want to go out and see. And, there's a lot of movies coming out in March, and it's a very competitive month. Like Scream 6 is coming out in March. The new Shazam, Creed 3 is coming out. And I think John Wick might be coming out in March too, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah,
that's a lot of exciting stuff to come out. And you got to pick and choose what you're going to watch when, I'm going back to school. I'm not working during this time, so I got to save on a little bit of money. And if I do go to a movie, it's probably going to be once a month, maybe.
Right.
Depending on where things are. So I feel like there's other movies coming out in March that I'm more excited to see over this new Scream movie. I'd rather see Creed 3. That's the one I'm the most excited about of all of the March releases.
Right.
Yeah. And then you got Mandalorian season 3 coming out March 1st, I think.
Yeah, but
so
that one you can just stay at home because it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited about. Getting Mandalorian.
Yeah, Yeah, I'm excited, but a little concerned about that too, because as much as I love The Mandalorian and I want to see this new season, there's a lot of exciting stuff in that, like where they're going to Mandalore and stuff, and there's going to be like more exploration on the Mandalorian lore.
Yeah.
I don't like what they did with the whole, what they did at the end of season 2, where they did the whole arc where we have to drop Grogu off so he can train with his master, pretty much, and that was an emotional goodbye.
Yeah.
With the Mandalorian and Grogu as he's going off with Luke Skywalker, and then they undo that in the Book of Boba Fett, where he gives that up to go back to the Mandalorian, and now they're teaming up again. So it makes season 2 useless, just so they can sell more toys. I didn't really care for that.
I know, but I'm so excited to have Grogu back.
I mean, yeah, I get that, but
for me.
at the same time, I mean, like, you had this really emotional story arc, and you just undid it in an unrelated show.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, both you guys. I'm excited for season 3, but I do agree with you, Jacob. It does take away from that ending, because it's kind of like, well, why throw that in there and be like, oh, never mind, we changed our mind. Here he is, you know.
Get rid of the most popular character on the show. I don't know.
I don't get why. Like,
they should have given Grogu a show.
Right.
People would watch it. They love the character.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. No, I agree. I've got a question here from Soph. She says, is there anything in films that put you off watching it? For me, it's like animals getting hurt or anything to do with children.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of those, I'd say.
Child abuse, I immediately usually turn it off.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say, to add to that very quickly, for me, Blonde, in a way as well, like the overuse of like nudity, which I don't think was needed, and how they kind of direct the character. Just like this, I just don't like this movie.
Yeah, I think for me, like when they overexploit with like sexual stuff, that tends to turn me off. I think it's probably the big one for me. Like the whole animal child abuse thing. I mean, yeah, that's a terrible thing in itself, but I know when you're watching the movie, it's actors playing these characters and they're not actually harming animals or children in real life. It's just a fictional movie. So even though it's hard to watch, knowing that, it's a movie, I tend to not be turned off on that compared to some of the other, like some of the like the extreme sexual stuff tends to turn me off because that's not something I gravitate towards.
Well, me and you, Jacob, talked about Clockwork Orange. That was such a turn off of the movie.
And that is a hard movie to watch too. Yeah. Like there's like a rape scene in the film that like when I rewatched it for the director project, since it scarred me the first time I watched it, I fast forwarded it and moved on to the rest of the movie because it was like I don't need to be watching this again because it was disturbing. I get what he was going for there, trying to show that this is a despicable character, but at the same time, like he may have gone a little too far with it at the same time.
Definitely. Well, imagine watching that scene in the cinema.
Oh, you did.
Watching the movie for the first time, not knowing it's coming.
Right.
Yeah. That would.
What do you think, Mike?
The movie or that scene?
That scene.
Didn't need to be there. It could have been implied.
Yeah. I think to me, what kind of turned me off was the fact that that whole thing was going on, and he started singing.
Yeah, he started
singing in the rain, one of the happiest songs you could think of, and he made it kind of disturbing. And I know some people said that A Clockwork Orange ruined the song for him. It didn't for me because they played the actual song during the end credits. I'm like, okay, we got that going, and I can still watch the original movie, which is one of my favorite musicals. But I was like, why is he singing this song of all things?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of a, I don't know, like that movie for me, Jason, I'm a bit with you. It's a bit of a hard watch. One, I've never gravitated to going back and watching it again. But I can respect the movie for like doing something at the time and when it was released, and I can imagine it was like a big movie at the time, and everyone was like, like, have you seen this movie? You know, this is like an out there kind of movie. You know, like respect for that.
Yeah. Now, I will say this is kind of a spoiler alert for my upcoming Kubrick ranking, because Kubrick's a director that, I respect him more so as a visual filmmaker than a good storyteller. A Clockwork Orange, because of where a lot of his movies fall, is actually in my top 5.
Yeah,
Because of where they're ranked.
Oh,
it's one of his better movies.
wow. Okay. Well, I'll be intrigued to see the ranking though when it's live. Yeah, that'll be awesome.
I will say I am dreading Eyes Wide Shut. Apparently that movie involves a sex cult.
That's your last movie.
I don't know. I'm like, oh, Jacob, what are you getting into?
Territory you don't want to go to, my friend, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, I was watching that movie. Does this really exist? Like, maybe, I don't know. In really very rich circles, I'm like,
didn't that one actress in Smallville got arrested because she was in one of those cults or whatever?
I don't know. It's a type of world I know nothing about, and I don't know anybody that's around that world, so it feels like a fantasy world where I'm like, this place exists. This is insane. Like, maybe it does. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. Same here. Well, we've got Gareth saying, "Hey everyone," and Sophie. Hi, Gareth.
Oh,
hey, Gareth.
Got Michael's movie going saying, "Hey Mike." So, hey Michael, hope you're well.
Another Mike.
We've got Trav saying, "I haven't seen Apocalypse Now. They have some really cool physical versions of it. Worth it?" ?
See, I currently don't own Apocalypse Now, but if you can find a good version of it, then I'd say go for it. I know there's a bunch of different cuts of the movie.
Yeah.
I can't tell you which version to go for because I've only seen the theatrical cut.
Yeah.
But I think there's like a Redux cut, and then there was like a final cut. I can't tell you the difference between those two cuts because I've only seen the one. But I guess if you can find, either the theatrical cut or if you want like the best format at the best price, I guess it's worth picking up if you're into war movies.
Right. Have you seen Apocalypse Now, Jason?
Yeah, I've seen it. I'm not a fan really of it, but it's a very popular movie. I mean, it's always in a lot of people's top 10s, kind of movies of their, of all time. So it's like, if you want to see a movie that's very popular, I mean, I would give it a watch just to see what everybody's talking about, I guess. But I generally don't like Vietnam War movies too much because they're usually pretty ugly movies. If you know what I mean. I don't know.
Yeah.
They usually showcase Americans not looking very good, and I don't like a lot of that kind of stuff. So it's not usually my type of movie, but it's very popular.
Right. Yeah, I've heard like what you're saying, Jason, about like in like a lot of people's like top movie lists, and it's been getting like obviously it's got all these like different remasters and different versions, as Jacob was saying, final cuts and stuff. I've never seen it. Definitely been one I've always wanted to watch, kind of to judge for myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say Trav, for me, I would say if you can get on like a cheap physical version, yeah, I would. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we're not the experts, I guess, on that question.
Yeah, like I can't even tell. I can't even tell you the difference in the cuts. I've only seen the original cut.
I've only seen the original, so I know. I'm sure people would probably say the Redux, whatever cut, would probably be better, but I'm assuming.
I don't know. Well, if you've seen Apocalypse Now and you've seen all these different cuts, leave a comment below and let us know.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure we do.
So Soph says, I need to rewatch The Frighteners. Me and Jason did not jump it on first watch. So I know Jason watched it recently and wasn't a fan, right?
No.
For the record, I actually watched it for the first time a couple of years ago when I did my Peter Jackson director project, and it did gel with me on the first watch. I really liked it.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. It seemed like I don't know what the word is. It seemed real campy. I don't know if that's the right word. The ghosts were just very jokey, but yet the whole movie was about a serial killer, killing people, and so I'm like, I'm kind of getting. It's just weird that these ghosts. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. There's these ghosts that are very slapstick comedy, and I'm like, there's something weird about this movie, and the direction it's going. And there's one character that everybody loves, I guess, but I just couldn't stand, and I didn't understand his motivation throughout the whole movie, or what was going on with him. The FBI guy, he was over the top, and I was just like, oh my God, this is like a horrible performance. But I know you probably say it was a great performance. I'd be like, okay, I don't know. I guess we just see it differently.
Yeah. I guess it's all a matter of opinion too, because I think I tend to enjoy horror films with a little bit of an over-the-top camp direction. Like, I love Sam Raimi's Evil Dead films, and I felt like The Frighteners, even though it's not near as crazy as those movies are, I enjoyed how wacky the movie got. I kind of balanced the line of having horror elements while also being entertaining to watch. And so I think I enjoyed it because of that. And I felt like that FBI character, and then they cast Dee Wallace, who was the mother in E.T. She was this crazy lady too. And I felt like those characters really, embraced the tone of the movie.
Right.
I liked, and it's crazy. We were talking about Full Metal Jacket earlier. One of the ghosts was played by Arlie Ermy, the drill sergeant in Full Metal Jacket. Was he's like the drill sergeant ghost or whatever.
Yeah, he was telling all the other ghosts to get back in their graves. I thought he was gonna be like I was thinking go get Arlie Ermy, whatever character, and have him help you fight the serial killer ghost guy. But the serial killer ghost guy chopped him in half right away, and I was like, oh, there goes that that theory I had.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting, as Jacob said, it's different opinions. I can respect if someone doesn't like the movie, or if they do like it. For me, I'm definitely on the side with Jacob. I think it's just an entertaining movie more than anything else. And I think it's if you picture Michael J. Fox, right? Everyone always thinks Back to the Future immediately. So I think it's just funny how you say Back to the Future, Marty McFly going to a horror movie. That transition is nuts. But not a lot of people know about this movie. Or his later filmography, I would say a movie you might like, Jason, of Michael J. Fox is have you ever seen Teen Wolf?
Yeah. Do
you like Teen Wolf?
It's been a long time since I've seen it. I can't say. I liked it when I was a kid. Though it seemed like there's some, I don't know what to say. There's some implied nudity or something in the movie that definitely got me excited when I was a kid. I was like, oh. I think the girl took her. I'm sorry to say that. I sound bad by saying that, but I'm being a little too honest, probably. But I remember being like, oh, I think that girl took her top off, and I was just, right at that age where it was like, oh.
Oh yeah. When you're 12 and the only thing you can think of is boobs.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Thinking, oh my God, I've never seen boobs before, so and then I go see Titanic, and I'm like, oh my God.
That's your movie right there.
That's what they look like. All right. Okay.
Oh man, that's brilliant. But yeah, I get exactly what you mean, no, Jason.
Sorry, that was off topic, but that's the first thing I thought about. I remember him playing basketball and stuff like that, but yeah, I don't remember a lot about it.
Oh man,
didn't you have Rashad on your Michael J. Fox series for that? And he enjoyed Teen Wolf over Back to the Future. I think I remember that was his take.
Yes, I remember him saying that. Yeah, and I was like, Rashad, I don't think we can be friends anymore.
Oh yeah.
And I've not even seen this movie, and I was like, really?
That's a hot take of the century, I think.
Oh yeah, I can't believe that.
Yeah.
But, so I hope that movie holds up still. I don't know if you've seen it recently, Mike. Can you tell me?
Yeah, so I saw it about maybe a year and a half ago now.
Okay.
I still just thought it was an entertaining movie, a cool 80s soundtrack to it. Got a good messaging about bullying and stuff in there, and about confidence and being yourself kind of thing. It does obviously have some tones in the 80s that probably wouldn't be made like now. But I think overall, like, really entertaining movie. Yeah, I would say check it out. Yeah, I think you might enjoy that one. I could be wrong. Who knows?
I don't know.
Jason, you're gonna get a mixed bag. You don't know.
Yeah.
It's like putting your hand into a lucky dip and hoping it's gonna be like, oh, it's a good one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Jason, you still kind of broke me on your letterbox recently when you dislike Singing in the Rain.
Singing in the Rain. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know. And I love, I said in my review, like, I love Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, White Christmas. To me, are the similar style movie that I think was done better. So I was like, I like the style. I just didn't think they did as well as some other movies. I don't know. That's my hot take on it. But
yeah, I like Singing in the Rain because I did a collab with Jacob on that movie.
oh, really?
Yeah, that was like one of the first big collabs we did.
Yeah, I think the only thing I didn't like about Singing in the Rain, if I remember, Jacob, is the main actress.
You did. I think you didn't like Lena.
Yeah, that's right. I thought she was really annoying. Yeah.
Is that the one that has the voice?
The one that's like, oh, what's that line? What do you think I am? Dumb or something?
Yeah.
I make more money than Garvin Coolidge put together.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, I love, like I said, I love the costuming. Like, that was my favorite thing maybe about the movie was I thought they really nailed the costumes. I was like, this is really cool. Like, Gene Kelly's such a movie star. I do like Gene Kelly quite a bit. And the set designs were really well done, I think.
Yeah. I agree about the set designs and costumes, Jason. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just in my light here. That's why I was like that. But yeah, I agree. I'm sure we'll come across some more hot takes as we get on with the comments. I've got Pete saying, hey, Jason, fantastic lineup tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pete. Thank you, everyone who's tuning in live or watching after the fact. I've got Soph saying, Jason, legend.
Thanks, Sophie.
That he is, my friend. And also Jacob as well, right there.
Oh, and Jacob, for sure.
We've got Tim saying, hey, guys, happy Thursday.
Tim.
Hey, Tim. You well?
Tim.
And Soph says, I love Scream 5 for reasons, where's in the shower? But hated the motives, same with how I felt with Scream 4.
Yeah.
I agree.
I kind of agree. I didn't mind the commentary they did in Scream 5 where they were like poking fun of like legacy sequels and toxic fandoms. Like, they literally were referencing The Last Jedi at one point, and I'm like, yep, that kind of like the kickstart of how obsessive some of these fans get, where they don't like some of these franchise films, and they are so passionate about their hatred that they want to remake their own version of the movie and like diss others for liking the movie they don't like and stuff. But I didn't like the execution of what they were saying with it. Like, the motives of the Ghostface, which I'm not going to spoil, made absolutely no sense. Like, why was this character Ghostface? One, it was predictable too, and I don't like Scream movies where they predict, where I'm able to predict who Ghostface is from a mile away.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I think they went far up their own butt on the commentary that it turned into a lesser remake of the first movie. Even going back to the same house that they hung out in the first movie, which I thought was kind of a lazy idea.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jacob. Yeah, I think it was just very lazy done. And the Ghostface reveal was just like, you could tell straight away as the movie started, you're like, right, that's Ghostface, and it is. Which doesn't give you the suspense for the rest of the movie.
I will say I like the twist in Scream 4. The twist in Scream 4 caught me off guard, and I'm like, oh, wow. I feel like what they tried to do in Scream 5, I feel like they did better with the twist in Scream 4. But that's just me personally.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Definitely better done. So we'll just have to wait to see what they bring in the new Scream. We've got Cinematic saying double live stream for Jacob today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Been a busy guy today.
Yeah, same here. I was just on Jay Collins' live stream as well. Check that out. We got Tim saying, on the topic of horror movies, are you guys excited? What's that, Jason?
My favorite topic. I'm just
Your
kidding.
favorite topic? Are you guys excited for the new Brandon Cronenberg new film, Infinity Pool? The premise and trailer seemed interesting. Have you heard of this one, Jacob or Jason?
Yes, I have heard of this. We actually talked about it on Ryan's podcast that I was on, Life in the Movies, when we did our January preview.
Okay.
And I saw the trailer for it. It does look interesting, but I haven't seen any of the Cronenberg's films. And I feel like this movie made by his son might not be the best start for someone who hasn't seen any of these Cronenberg's movies. I do want to dive into especially David Cronenberg's filmography at some point, because I've heard he's made nothing but fantastic body horror films. Like, I've never seen The Fly, which is crazy. That's, I guess, a big shocker. A lot of people love that movie.
Yeah.
But I feel like that might be a better gateway than something like Infinity Pool, which has like these like grotesque imagery of like people's faces distorting and stuff like that. But yeah, It does look interesting though.
Yeah. So Jacob, I think you're the only one out of the three of us who's heard of Infinity Pool. I've not, but I've just been pulling up like David Cronenberg's filmography on my laptop here. He's done movies like The Fly, as you said. I've seen that one. That one's really good practical effects. He's also did Videodrome.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
That one. Scanners.
Yeah, some of these names sound familiar. Like, I know there's a lot of film buffs on Letterboxd that'll share their thoughts on. I'm like, oh, this is David Cronenberg's best movie. I'm like, well, this is the first time I've heard of this director in this movie. So you're educating me, Letterboxd.
First time. I know.
So,
he did the History of Violence.
History of Violence, yeah.
Okay, I've seen that one. That's the only one I think I've seen.
I know last year David Cronenberg did a film called, oh man, I forgot what it was called, but he did a movie that came out last year. I think it had Kristen Stewart was in it.
Yeah, Crimes of the Future.
Yeah, Crimes
of the Future. Thank you. It was off the top of my head, but I just couldn't remember the title.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, got a great cast, that one as well. Yeah, didn't see it though.
No.
Yeah, I heard mixed things on it.
I think Norin liked it, but
yeah. So I mean, it'll be interesting, this Infinity Pool, and as Jacob said, especially if Brandon Cronenberg's son is directing it, and if it's his first feature as well. I'm not sure if it is.
I think it's his second. He did another movie a few years back. I think it was called Possession. I think it was. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tim, if you're more familiar with Brandon's filmography, but I think this was like his second movie.
Get you. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll have to check out the trailer after the live stream. Yeah, I've never heard of Infinity Pool. But I'm glad one of us have. But no one. All right, so we've got a question from Pete here. He says, "What are some of your favorite Nicolas Cage movies?"
Oh, great question. Well, my childhood favorite would be National Treasure. That was probably my introduction to Nicolas Cage as a kid.
Yeah.
And I loved it. And I still have a soft spot for it to this day, even though the plot is very ridiculous, where it's Nicolas Cage as this treasure hunter, and he steals the Declaration of Independence to uncover a treasure map on the back of it, which that's just so stupid on paper. But you got Nicolas Cage who embraces it. And I'm invested in the adventure and the action in that movie. And the sequel I thought was pretty good too, Book of Secrets. I think the first one's better, but I thought it was still a good sequel. What are some other Cage movies I like? Con Air is another one I really enjoy. Face Off with John Travolta, directed by John Woo, has some amazing action in it, and it has some of Cage's craziest moments. Like,
Cage is so crazy.
Face off. It's not a great movie, but another Cage movie I recommend is Vampire's Kiss, where it's Nicolas Cage thinking he's a vampire. It's worth watching just for his alphabet rant. If you're like A, B, C, D, E, and then he goes through all that, and he's like, "I've never misfiled anything, not once, not one time."
Yeah, that's a crazy one.
But then if we're going with more serious Nicolas Cage performances, I didn't love the movie per se, but he won an Oscar for being in a film called Leaving Las Vegas, where he plays like this alcoholic who's drinking to death. It's a sad movie, but he gives a really good performance, and I recommend it for the performance. And another good one is he was in a Martin Scorsese film called Bringing Out the Dead, and he is fantastic in that movie. It might arguably be one of his best performances, and nobody talks about it, where he's this medic who's driving around and he goes crazy while doing it because he hears images and sees ghosts or whatever. And it's a Martin Scorsese film, and it is very terrific. Like, Nicolas Cage brings out his cagey humor, and you actually feel bad for the guy, and Scorsese does the actor justice, I think.
Nice. Yeah, well, some good picks there, Jacob. And some of the movies you mentioned by Nick Cage, I've never even heard of. I was looking at my laptop a little bit while you were talking. I was listening, and I think I've maybe seen 5 Nick Cage movies. That's it. So I'm probably not the best to answer this. Jason, what about you?
Yeah, I'm trying to think his filmography on top of my head, and Jacob mentioned some good ones there. National Treasure, I really enjoy that. I really like a movie called The Family Man, where he kind of almost like it's a One for Life type film, where he an angel has him replay kind of what his life would be like if he would have married his like high school sweetheart and had a family instead of like being this hotshot, business guy that's single. And he kind of sees what his life would be like if he settled down and got married. And I don't know, I thought that was a really nice movie with a good performance and a good message overall, that family's more important than money and all that stuff. Anyways, I quite enjoyed that. I'm having a hard time. I have to look at his filmography. I'm sure there's something I'm missing.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a big one I'm missing on top of my head, but I feel like he makes like 5 movies a year. He's one of those guys that just constantly making movies all the time.
Well, I know what movie's missing what Jason's not picked up. Ghost Rider.
Yeah, that is a big one.
I'm kidding. Yeah, I'd say
not his best movie.
Not his best.
Definitely not.
But
I would say, Jason, have you guys seen a movie called City of Angels?
No. I've heard of it.
Man. Oh, it's a great movie.
Is it?
So it's Nick Cage and Meg Ryan. I think 1999. I can't remember the year. That's a good movie. Where he plays an angel. Not going to say more. I don't want to spoil it for you guys. And yeah, I would say I like National Treasure like you guys. That's a fun movie. And Con Air is probably my favorite of his.
Con Air is good, yeah.
Yeah.
He did also around that time period.
Which one?
The Rock with Sean Connery.
Oh, yes. That's a good one too.
Yeah, he kind of did all these action movies all of a sudden. I don't think he was at first he wasn't an action star. I don't know if he's more of a comedic or drama. And then he bulked up pretty good and really good action movies starting in the 90s, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the things I respect about Nicolas Cage is he's always unpredictable. Like, you can put him in any genre, and he'll always embrace it. Whether the movie's good or not, most of the time the movie is memorable because of his performance.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's quite out there as a performer.
That's why I love him. Like, the crazier, the better.
Yeah, he's kind of famous for being. He's kind of famous for his crazy roles, which maybe is unfortunate because he is a good actor, I think, or can be when he wants to be. But he's kind of known for these, just going crazy and not the beast,
He's done
the Wicker Man.
So I've never seen his version of the Wicker Man. I've seen the original Wicker Man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I really enjoyed the original one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've only seen the Nicolas Cage one, and to me it's a so bad it's good movie.
Yeah.
Not the bees. If any punches a woman while wearing a parachute.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out. I've heard so many things about this Wicker Man. I've just never seen it. But have you guys ever seen a movie of his called Willy's Wonderland?
Never heard of it.
I remember seeing it advertised, but
Huh.
I didn't watch it. It's kind of like Five Nights at Freddy almost, where Nicolas Cage goes after these like evil possessed animatronics or whatever at a theme park.
What? I never heard of it.
It's nuts. It's got like some graphic like blood and stuff in it, but throughout the whole movie, he maybe speaks 10 words, if that. It's an entertaining.
I think from what I understand, I think most of Nicolas Cage's dialogue in that movie is he just screams his head off while killing these animatronic possessed dolls or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, it's wacky. It's wacky to say the least. We've got Soap saying, I am halfway through season 1 of Mandalorian, so I muted you for a bit. Didn't want to hear spoilers. So sorry, Soap. Didn't realize that people hadn't seen it. So apologies for anyone watching Mandalorian. We just spoiled the hell out of it.
Yeah, I guess we did spoil it, didn't we?
Oh, yeah. My bad. And a portion of Book of Boba Fett.
I didn't think about that, but yeah.
No, I mean,
oh, wow. Okay. So very quickly, we've got a comment here from Pete, which I think I'm a little bit mixed on. He says, thoughts on the Naked Gun series being rebooted with Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson?
Oh, what? Well, first off, I haven't seen the original movies, so I can't comment on them. I know of their reputation as some of the funniest comedies there is, so maybe I'll watch them one of these days. But yeah, I don't know about if it would work with Liam Neeson, because I feel like Liam Neeson's been he's kind of been pigeonholed to these like very bargain bin, generic, D-grade action movies, which are not really that memorable anymore. And which kind of sucks to say that, because I love Liam Neeson. I love him as Qui-Gon Jinn, and he's given some memorable performances over the years. But I feel like Liam Neeson, it's kind of been delegated to kind of like where Bruce Willis was before he retired, which is really sad. So I just can't imagine Liam Neeson doing this like gritty, serious bargain bin Naked Gun remake. Just no.
No, none of that makes sense. I don't know what to say.
Well, funny enough, I can actually say I've seen these movies and Jacob hasn't. I didn't
Whoa.
think I'd ever be able to say that.
That's crazy.
I know, Jacob. I know. So don't doubt me, people. I've seen some movies.
All right.
Do you like the original Naked Gun movies?
So I watched them maybe 2 years ago because I collabed with Dave in Turtle Stars on my channel with these movies, and I've never seen like much of Leslie Nielsen's movies. So when I saw them, I was like, these are so stupid and over the top that they're fun movies, you know. And I can't see Liam Neeson doing that over the top comedy.
No.
I don't know if he's ever done a comedy movie in his life. I don't know if he has.
That's what I was thinking.
The closest thing I can think of is he voiced Bad Cop in the Lego Movie, and I thought he was funny in that.
He is great in that voice role.
He was in a million Ways to Die in the West. He played the bad guy.
Never saw it.
He wasn't funny. He was playing a serious bad guy, kind of in a comedy. So I don't think I've ever seen him try to be comedic, really. I mean, Love Actually, maybe you can point to. I don't know. But he's not really funny, except he can play serious in a funny role and be good, I think. But I think Naked Gun, you have to do a little bit of funny faces every once in a while, or something comedic. But
Naked Gun is just pure slapstick the whole way through. Like Frank being like an absolute klutz, you know.
Yeah. Nicolas Cage would work better in these movies than Liam Neeson.
Yeah. Thing about Leslie Nielsen was he was a serious actor back in like the 60s, maybe.
We have also got another guest joining us, by the way. Sorry to interrupt very quickly, Jason. We've got Jamie Lee. Hey.
Hey,
friends. How are we?
Good. How are you?
Good, thanks. Sorry, I'm a bit late. I slept in.
You're fine, but there's no time limit on this, so you're all good. Nice to have you.
I was like, I don't want to let Mike down. I want to definitely jump on for you.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thanks for joining. Well, Jamie, just as you've joined in, Have you ever seen a Naked Gun movie? So do you know about them?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Maybe I should jump out of this stream.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, no clue, mate.
Okay, well, can you imagine Liam Neeson doing slapstick comedy?
No
Yeah.
comedy. He's not a comedy guy.
Well, Naked Gun is basically slapstick comedy to the max, and it's been rebooted with Liam Neeson. That's what we're talking about.
Okay. Weird. Odd. I don't buy it, but maybe give it a go. I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe it's wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, have you ever seen him in anything comedic before?
No.
Nah. You know,
Yeah.
like people might surprise you. We all said no. Oh, what did I got that up for? Sorry, I was gaming last night. People like judged Robert Pattinson as Batman. They were like, no, and that turned out good. So maybe,
Yeah. That's a good
maybe
point.
he's a comedic genius.
Right.
Under all that, I'll find you. Who knows? Who knows? Sorry, we should keep the impressions to Rashad. He does a better job. Sorry, guys.
Oh man, I would love to hear Rashad's opinion on this question here.
Yeah.
True that.
Yeah. So that's what we were talking about. We've got so a couple of these comments, Jimmy, are from a little while ago. Before you joined, we've got Sound Loud saying hi, Jason.
Hey, Garrett.
Hey, Garrett. 3D Moosey at the time said, "Hey boys, looking good. Keep up the good work. Mike is Natalie Portman's #1 fan." Definitely not. But I can stand her more than Melissa McCarthy if that says anything.
I don't know
Well,
why
now
you
you
hate her so much.
Yeah, I don't get the Natalie Portman
I don't
hate.
get that
Like I
hate.
think
Oh,
I've even seen her in bad movies. Like I saw earlier this year, or was it actually last year? I saw a romantic comedy. She was in No Strings Attached, which is a terrible movie. Like she
No,
and
it's
Ashton
not.
Kutcher have no chemistry in that
Ashton
movie.
Kutcher.
But
Come on,
I thought
nothing
Natalie
about-
Natalie Portman was carrying that whole movie on her back. Like the whole time, I'm like, "Yeah, you go, Natalie. I like your character. You did a good job. I wish you were in a better movie."
Oh, Jacob. You can
I
hear
don't-
my heart breaking right now, can't you?
I don't think I can agree, Jacob, because
I don't either.
I'm going to be honest, Jamie. Like you, I'm a big fan of Ashton Kutcher.
Really?
Thank you.
So for me,
Yeah,
he saved the movie.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Natalie Portman needs to just get out of there, you know? But she stayed.
Right? She had no chemistry because she has no chemistry with anybody that she plays. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
That's my
Especially not For Love and Fun Day.
Especially
Let's
Thor.
not start on that.
nothing. There was absolutely nothing there, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, I watched Star Wars with Jacob, and yeah, his eyes definitely lit up in one of those scenes with Natalie Portman. I was like, I know why you like her, Jacob. Come on, it's not about the acting.
Hey, I like Natalie Portman. Well, I had a crush on her when those prequels came out. I'm not gonna lie.
I can
There
tell.
was this one outfit she was wearing in Attack of the Clones. It was like this white outfit she was wearing in like the big arena scene in the end. I'm like, that woman's smoking hot. I like her.
Oh dear.
Oh man. Jimmy, have you seen Attack of the Clones yet, by the way?
No, I've just done the Phantom Menace.
Okay.
Yeah.
Menace.
So
Right,
number 1.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, next month on my Star Wars live stream, we're going to be talking about Attack of the Clones. And I've not seen it yet either. So I'll be waiting to see this white dress that Jacob's talking about and see what effect it has on me.
Actually, it's not a dress. It's like white pants, and she has like this like white shirt, and there's a little bit of a midriff on it where you see
Yeah,
like,
a little midriff
and stuff.
I love that they remember the outfits down to the T.
I know.
This is so gorgeous.
That and the gold bikini Leia was wearing in
Oh,
Return of the
dang.
Jedi.
So good, yeah.
Yes, that's the scene that I'm talking about there. When she was offered up on a platter. Kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, good
Now,
fun.
the Leia one I remember. I will give you that one, Jacob. But yeah, Natalie Portman, like, so even Trav agrees with me. He's like, no, Natalie Portman for me, 3D. Nothing for me.
Uh, well,
Yeah, he's not a fan of Natalie Portman at all.
Hmm.
So
Oh, she seems like a great girl, but her acting, man, come on. She, from every movie that I've watched, she just has no chemistry. And like Jacob
Have
was
you
just
seen-
saying about Ashton Kutcher, like, I mean, maybe you can blame him because a lot of people think that he only has this stereotypical one role of like the goofy, you know, that stereotypical guy that he always plays.
Yeah.
But fair enough if you want to just take that movie, you know, into consideration. But look at every movie she's been in. Has there ever been a movie where she's had a chemistry with a guy? I've never felt it.
Garden
I
State
guess
best.
What's that
V
one
for
again? Sorry?
Vendetta. Oh, go ahead, Jason. You started first.
I said Garden State.
Okay.
I've never heard of that movie.
Probably
Neither,
not.
yeah.
Not a big movie.
But I
She
was
was
gonna
good
say
in that.
V for Vendetta. She interacted the entire movie with Hugo Weaving as the V character. She was more interested in him as the movie goes along, and there's kind of sort of a romance between the two as it goes along. And I really enjoyed her character and the chemistry between the two characters, and the actors were great in it. So if you want to see Natalie Portman in something where I think it's arguably her best performance, I'd say that movie.
Okay.
Yeah, and the Black Swan. I mean, she won the Oscar for a good reason, I think.
Yeah, great performance in that movie.
right, okay.
Cool.
Okay, I'll have to check out. But very quickly on the subject of Ashton Kutcher, Jamie.
Mm.
I don't know if Jacob or Jason's seen this movie as well. But you're right. So normally he does play kind of like the goofy, kind of like likable guy kind of thing, which I think he does really well. But have you guys seen him in a movie called The Butterfly Effect?
Yeah.
No.
Was that the horror sort of one?
Yeah, so in that one he plays more of a serious role. He's
Yeah,
really
it's
good.
very serious.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one because it was scary. Is it really scary though, or not?
No, it deals with
Yeah.
time travel kind of in a way,
Okay.
if that makes
Yes.
sense.
I guess like some creepy factors at points, but nothing like you know, like a jump scare,
Yeah.
or someone hiding around the corner kind of thing, you know?
Okay. I branched out anyway. I watched a horror movie the other day. I finally watched Megan. So
Oh,
yay me.
Yeah.
And it wasn't horror. So yeah, maybe I should just like branch out and watch other stuff as well.
Yeah, just watch the horror movies with comedy in it. If you
Yeah,
like
stick
Megan.
to them.
Yeah,
Well,
watch Evil Dead 2 next.
Actually, somebody asked me the other day because I'm branching out a little bit and you know, I'm trying to, you know, jump on people's streams because last year I was really like, oh, I only know Jacob, I only know Mike, I love them, I'm only jumping on their channels, and I was like really selective of who I would join their channels. And then I thought about it and I was like, well, how would I ever know if I like, say, Ashton? How would I ever know if I like Ashton if I never say yes? Do you know what I mean? If I'm so selective and shut off all the time, yeah, how can I branch out if I keep saying no to people, I guess? So yeah, anyway, the point of that was somebody asked me to do Evil Dead, a watch along thing, and I was like, no way, I don't do horror. But again, maybe I should branch out and just try new things. I don't know.
Oh wow.
We'll see.
I'd say the first Evil Dead is more so, it's probably the most straight of the three as far as horror goes. There's still some goofy stuff in them, but like if you watch the two sequels, like Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness, they get goofier and goofier. So
Okay.
I'm curious what you're going to think of these movies.
I haven't said yes yet, Jacob. I'm
I will
still
say,
in limbo.
I will say, if you're scared of like gore and like violent stuff in horror movies, like don't watch the trailer for Evil Dead Rise, the new one. It's like it looks like it's going to be like really intense compared to the other Evil Dead films. Like that one's got like a woman being disintegrated by a cheese grater in one shot in the trailer. And it's like there's some brutal stuff in that trailer.
I think what turned me off back in the day was watching things like Final Destination, and I know they're goofy and stupid, but like even today, if I see them massive logs on the back of a truck, I'm like, fuck this shit, I'm getting in the other lane. Like it terrifies me because it's like that could happen, like that, maybe not intentionally and deliberately, but like, oh, I don't think it's scary.
I do that as well when I'm driving. If there's like a big truck or like the logs, I'm like, Fuck this.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, right.
I'm going overtaken lane.
I'm like, someone else can get crushed. I'm not.
Yeah, definitely.
So no, I get exactly what you mean, Jamie. Yeah, so it'll be interesting. I want to ask you very quickly, without spoilers, what was your thoughts on Megan? Because I've not seen it yet.
Okay, I enjoyed it, but people made it out to be like it was really funny, and the funny moments that you see in the trailer, not only were there not very many of them, but it was also completely random. It was like, where did this come from? Why is she doing that? And just the message of the movie, I thought was quite sad. I didn't think it was scary. I didn't think it was funny. I just thought, man, this is not good. And if this is the way that people are thinking and the way that the world is sort of going to become, that's kind of sad. So yeah, I don't know. I got a different message from what everyone else was like. Oh, it's hilarious. I don't know. Maybe I need to watch some more funny horror movies because that wasn't funny to me. But yeah. Have you guys watched it?
No.
No.
Not yet.
Going to or no? Probably no to Jace. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was originally turned off by it because I saw it got a PG-13 rating, and I thought, oh, they're gonna dumb this movie down bad. But now I'm intrigued to see it because the film got great buzz. I'll probably red box it or wait till streaming.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'll be checking it out as well. I know it's done really well, and they've announced a sequel to it in 2 years' time. So
yeah, because it's doing ridiculously well at the box
I think
office.
because it is that PG rating. Like kids can watch it and it's not scary. Like as I said, I watched it and there was one scene where I was like, oh, what's she gonna do? The rest is fairly predictable and not really gory or scary, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Hey, Jamie, there's a movie you've seen that we've all not seen.
Yeah.
Yay! One tick for me. Yeah, that's the first take.
And we do movie live streams from now on.
Yeah, that was the first movie. Oh, actually, that was the second movie that I watched for the year. So I'm very glad that I branched out into that genre because it's definitely not what I usually watch.
I tell you what would be a fun movie, I think, for you to watch, Jamie, if you get a chance. Have you ever seen Scary Movie?
Yeah. Oh, the original one. Isn't there like 6 or something now?
Yeah, it's like 5 or 6.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
You'll see the first 2 are great.
Yeah, they were funny.
Yeah.
I think I maybe watched the first 3, and then I was like, oh.
Yeah. I did a watch party with Jacob Collins last year on Scary Movie, and it was quite an experience.
I have to watch them recently to see, like, same with you, to see if times change. Because back in the day, that was so funny. But like, is it still funny? Do you know what I mean? That comedy?
I thought for the most part it was funny. There was some gross out humor that I thought was cringe. But when it was like focusing on like the parody aspect, where they were poking fun at Scream and some of the other horror movies, I thought it was pretty funny. Now, what's funny when I watched it, like it was spoofing Scream, and they also spoofed I Know What You Did Last Summer. And I watched Scary Movie before I saw I Know What You Did Last Summer. And half of the jokes I did not get because I had not seen I Know What You Did Last Summer. I'm like, what's this random thing they're making fun of? But now I've seen I Know What You Did Last Summer, and I get it now. So,
yeah. I mean, it's a fun movie, Jamie. I would say, especially recently.
Rewatch.
Even Dave saying "What's up?"
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah, it's a good comedy. We've got Tim here saying, and I don't know if you guys would have seen this, but I have. He says, I highly recommend the anime Vinland Saga if you haven't seen it. The anime is on Netflix and it's currently in 2nd season. Basically, Northman as an anime. Very good anime. I'm assuming you guys haven't seen it.
I've never heard of it.
I was interested until you said the Northman, and that turned me off. Also,
I'm not interested in anime at all, but I was trying to find this screenshot because there's one, and I'm interested in this one. Chandler Riggs, who does obviously Carl from The Walking Dead, he voiced Superman in it, I think, or was it Superboy? I'll have to look. And I was like, what? Like, that's huge. So I thought that was a pretty cool thing. And I thought, I'd maybe watch something like that, but I'll have to find the name of it in here. got 7,000 photos, so it might take a long time. But yeah, I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, that's cool. Just going from Walking Dead to that. That's pretty cool. I never knew that. Well, just while Jamie's scrolling through 7,000 photos, we've got Pig saying Perfect Blue is a fantastic anime movie. Have you guys seen it?
No.
No.
The last anime film I saw, I actually saw this in theaters. It's like probably the only anime I've actually seen in theaters. It's a movie called Belle, and it's like the anime version of Beauty and the Beast, but it's set in a technology internet world. There's like an internet spin on it, and it there's like themes of there's like cyberbullying and cancel culture that's brought up in the narrative. And I thought it was a really cool retelling of Beauty and the Beast. And there are some beautiful sequences in the film that gave me goosebumps watching it, honestly.
Yeah, cool.
I remember seeing your review for that one, Jacob. Yeah, I can't remember if it ever came out in the UK cinemas, I think. So I missed it, I think. But,
yeah, but it's the only anime film I've seen in theaters, and I loved it.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard good things. So I'm going to have to check it out because I remember your review as well. You really liked it. So I'll have to check it out. We've got one here. We've got Christian saying, hey guys, hope you're well. So, hey, Christian.
Hi, Christian.
It says, have any of you seen the Back to the Future blooper where they actually put alcohol in the prop bottle without Michael J. Fox knowing and he spat it out mid-take? Yes, I have seen this.
I don't remember that.
I don't think I've seen that blooper, but I bet it's funny watching it.
Yeah, it's in the scene where he's parking with his mom at the time.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I think I know.
Yeah. Okay. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Jamie, you haven't seen Back to the Future yet, right?
Yeah, I saw Back to the Future 1 and I enjoyed the game.
Oh wow, okay, yeah. I didn't think you'd seen it yet. That's all.
Yeah. I watched it a very long time ago, but yeah, I've watched it. But only one. I think there's a few more since then, right? Maybe 3.
Yeah, there's a 2 and a 3.
Yeah, I haven't watched them ones.
Fair.
Yeah, but
At
the
least you've
OG.
seen it, though.
Yeah.
At least you've seen it.
Yeah, that was one of my Telltale games, and I 100%ed it. So I really enjoyed playing that one. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I 100% that one as well. So yeah.
You.
Awesome. High five. We've got a comment next which will reply to Jamie because I know you've seen this, Jamie. Tim says, are you guys watching The Last of Us and how do you feel about it?
Oh yeah.
So I haven't seen your reaction yet, Jamie, because I haven't seen the first episode.
Yeah.
So, but what do you think of it?
I loved it. I thought it was great. Any zombie series or apocalyptic sort of post-apocalyptic series I'm down for, right? So yeah, I'm happy to do that. Can I just real quick so I can get my daughter out of here? Can I just share this and then give her my phone? So it was called RWB Wise collab with Justice League, and he's Superman in anime. So I thought that was really cool.
Okay.
Never heard.
Neither have I, because I don't do anime. But I was like, this is great. Good on him. Good on him.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to look at that.
And The Last of Us, I thought it was really, really good. Here, Chelsea. Can you shut the door, baby? Sorry, guys. Being a mum. Anyway, so The Last of Us.
It's all good.
She just loves the camera. We went to Kindy the other day and she was just playing and just like being a normal kid. And then the lady whipped out the camera and she's like, I was like, oh my God, that is my child. Anyway, yeah, so The Last of Us was really, really good. I thought it introduced what the infection was. So you weren't sort of confused, like, oh, well, where did this come from? How did it happen? It introduced the characters. You got to meet, I would say, 2 variants of zombies. And yeah, I thought it was a almost perfect opening to a series and opening episode. I thought it was really great. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, because I know it's obviously based on like the video game, and I played about half an hour of the video game and I couldn't get into it.
Really?
The video game?
Wow, you're the first person I've heard that's ever said that. Everybody loves the game. What did you like?
I just couldn't get into it. Yeah.
Yeah, fair. I'm curious to see if you like the show then, because apparently it's like dead on.
Yeah, I'm waiting to watch the episode. Yeah, because my partner Emma's played both games. She loves them.
Yeah, right.
So we're gonna watch them. But yeah, Jacob, Jason, have you guys seen The Last of Us?
I can't watch it yet at the moment because I'm about to go to school and I'm saving money, and I pretty much canceled all my subscription services during this time. So I currently don't have HBO Max at the moment, but if I do get the chance to check it out, I will give it a shot.
Yeah.
Nice.
Even though I've not played the games.
Fair.
Yeah.
And Jason, what about you? I'm because I know you don't like horror. Would you give it a try?
But you do like The Walking Dead, Jace.
Hangout.
We did briefly. Yeah, we did briefly.
Yeah. Yeah, it was okay. I said last time, like, I know what happened, so the emotional moments didn't hit me very hard because I already had those emotional moments with the video game, and it's done so well in the video game. What happens at the beginning part. The show kind of has a long period till you get to that part because we're trying to develop the characters. So that was new, and it was interesting, though it was a little slow moving. I felt like it got more exciting once they got to the outbreak and we had all the action sequences. So I'm interested I hope there's more action in it than what we got in the first episode, I would say. But I mean, I understand it's trying to introduce this whole world, this kind of almost like a zombie apocalypse type of world in a way. So it has to be a little slow moving just to get you into the world. So I'll be interested in see where it goes after this one. Yeah. But I love the casting of Pedro Pascal, of course, the Mandalorian himself.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting because I've heard it's 9 episodes, I believe. So I don't know if they're going to be like 90 minutes long each, or it's just an hour after the first one.
That too.
Yeah. Don't know if they've said anywhere how long the episodes are. But I mean, we got Christian saying first episode was awesome.
Yeah, Christian really liked it. Yeah.
He also says on the topic of David Cronenberg, which we were talking about earlier, he says his movie Scanners is on streaming on the Criterion Collection. That's nice. Cool. And he says, I'm with Jacob. I love National Treasure with Nicolas Cage and watched it almost every night as a kid before bed. First Ghost Rider is a guilty pleasure. Jamie, are you a fan of Nicolas Cage?
Yeah, but I've never watched National Treasure. I'm like Con Air girl, like way back when. Yeah, I remember watching Con Air with my dad. And that was fantastic.
Yeah, with the bear. Yeah,
we're all about impressions today, Mike. Sorry.
Hey, I welcome them. Yeah, I love a good impression. The king of impression, King of impressions is Rashad.
For sure.
Yeah, Jacob's really good at him too.
Jacob comes out with some corkers, mind. He does.
Yeah.
I think Rashad still has me beat on Arnold and Stallone. He has those spot on.
It's Stallone is spot on.
I think he watches so much of it. That's why he watches it again.
But as you would say, Stallone's his second pops. So
yeah.
One thing I am looking forward to, by the way, and just a quick thing, is very soon I'm going to be bringing back the Terrible Movie collab series on my channel, which I'm going to have Jamie on for a bad movie, Jason, Jacob, Rashad, and with Rashad I'm going to have one Rhinestone with Dolly Parton and Sylvester Stallone. Stallone sings, Jamie. Can you imagine Sylvester Stallone singing?
What? No.
and not just singing, he sings with Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
What? Get out.
And this happened back in the 80s.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to have to look that up.
Yeah.
How shameful. Not shameful. It's probably a great movie, but freaking weird. I could not pick that.
It's so bad, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured it'd be something like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So expect to see that review when I bring that back to series. That's going to be fun. Jacob is on super fast. As Joe mentioned in his comment section today in his live stream, knock off Fast and Furious.
Gotcha.
Perez has got Battle Star Wars, which is his Asylum's Star Wars. And you two guys, you're in for a treat. I'm not going to tell you yet, though.
Okay.
You really love us, Mike, don't you? You really love us.
I do. Just do it. It's a
Bastard.
fun series, so just wait. But we've got cinematic saying great soundtrack of City Angels, the Go-Go Dolls.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's that song?
Iris, isn't it?
Iris.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that came from that
beautiful.
movie?
Yeah, I can't
I
from
think
that.
I knew that. I love that song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolute banger.
Yeah, I agree. I got Christian saying underrated Christian Nicolas Cage movies. Mom and Dad with Selma Blair. Definitely some good crazy moments from there. Nick Cage.
Oh, actually, I got another Cage movie I forgot to bring up earlier. It just popped in my head. Have you guys seen Matchstick Men?
Yeah.
No.
Ridley Scott directed that movie, and he plays a guy with OCD, and he ends up reuniting with his like long lost daughter, and they pretty much go on heists together, pretty much, and it is so funny. Like Nicolas Cage, especially like when he runs out of meds. There's a scene where he's like in a pharmacy and he's like demanding for his meds or whatever. Definitely some of the funniest I've seen from Cage, and I can't spoil the movie because it has a really good twist in it.
There's a big twist, yeah.
I loved Matchstick Men. Probably one of my favorite performances from Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, cool.
Awesome. Never heard of it, Jacob. So this is the first time I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not one of his more well-known movies, but yeah.
Yeah, well, as you guys said, he's done so many movies, and
He's done so many.
Especially after you like kind of hit a peak for a while, he went into like just DVD movies, you know.
Yeah.
For
got
good reason.
Yeah. We got Cinematic Universe. Michael is framing an hang in the poster of Malignant 2 starring Natalie Portman.
Oh yeah, Mike's two favorite things.
Definitely not.
So much love for Natalie Portman in this stream today, right?
Oh, and Malignant. Don't get started on that trash.
If you talk to Mike, you'll.
Speaking of Natalie,
if you talk to Mike, there's a couple things that will always show up. Melissa McCarthy,
Natalie
Portman,
it's every live stream I do, Natalie Portman or Melissa McCarthy gets brought. I don't know why.
Well, they get the butt end of your jokes because you don't like them so much.
Jason Statham, he's another one. Don't like him.
Nah. So you're not going to watch Operation Fortune?
Am I? Hell. Because I also don't like Guy Ritchie either. I think he does the same movie over and over again.
Yeah.
Right.
And what he did to King Arthur. What a shambles.
I'm like the one person that liked that movie.
Oh,
the King Arthur movie.
I mean, King Arthur's his classic tale, and he's got them going like, "All right, geezer." I'm like, oh, oh man. And Charlie Hunnam's in that as well. I thought Charlie Hunnam's got to be a good movie. Nope, I was mistaken.
I'm not a fan of. Is it Aubrey Plaza or Audrey? I don't even know.
I think it's Aubrey Plaza
with a B. Yeah, I'm not a fan of her, and I found out that she was going to be in Agatha, Chaos of Coven of Chaos. I think they renamed it too.
The new Marvel show. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, it's gonna suck now. Prejudging it's gonna be shit. Anyway,
well, I think anything will be better than She-Hulk, right?
True that, Jacob. True that. Somebody asked me the other day, "Oh, who's even looking forward to watching Echo? Why would you be looking forward to Echo?" And I'm like, I would much prefer Echo than season 2 of She-Hulk, mate. Like, fuck that.
Yeah,
that was terrible.
But did they announce that they're not making a second season of She-Hulk?
Oh my god, I hope so.
I don't think they've ever announced it, but I have a feeling she'll probably show up in some of the. She'll probably show up in like Avengers: Secret Wars, maybe.
I would honestly laugh so much if they made a second season of She-Hulk and Jacob and Jamie got first screeners for that.
I would be like, hard pass, thanks.
Like Disney.
It'd be crazier if they did a second season and it turned out to be good.
Yeah. She can actually write her own narrative now because that's what she does apparently, and it turns out to be fantastic. Wouldn't that be great?
Honestly, if they did a second season, they would have her holding the Infinity Gauntlet and beating Thanos, knowing that show. I don't know what they were. Yeah.
That was so bad. Like, I felt like my intelligence was insulted on that last episode. It's like, what was the point of the show? Like, why did you? What was the point? Like, you just like rewrote the entire story and made everything useless.
Yeah.
Yep. And it makes you question everything in Marvel. I'm like, well, was everything like? Can she override everything? Like, where were you going with this? What outcome did you expect from it? Like, it's just stupid. And even up to that point, like I just kept watching, the next one will be better. The next one will be good. And, I kept talking to Alex from Altex TV, one of my mates on there. And every week he was like, this is shit. This is shit. And I tried to find every week, like something good, like, come on, Alex, like Daredevil's going to be in next week or like some little positive. And even when we got to Daredevil, I was like, oh man, this is still shit. Like it literally didn't pick up. Nothing did, except we got a hot guy in there. Like, fuck. What a downer. Anyway. I could talk about She-Hulk for days. That and Thor. No fun. But anyway, let's see if there's a second season.
Thor is a masterpiece in comparison to She-Hulk.
I don't know. I don't know.
And Thor's got more chemistry with his weapon than Natalie Portman.
That's so true.
I give them that. At least Matt and what's her face? Jen had chemistry, you know what I mean? That was definitely, you could feel the fireworks there, but fuck, that show was just a mess.
Yeah, I don't want She-Hulk to be in Daredevil at all, though. I hope they don't. I hope they keep her out of that show.
Yeah, hopefully they see how terrible She-Hulk. I mean, ratings-wise, I think the ratings still showed good, but from everybody that I've spoke to, nope, there was not many people that were a fan of it. So hopefully that they can take that on board and be like, oh, we're not going to touch something that's like really good, like Daredevil.
Yeah.
And
I think,
I
think there were, people that read the She-Hulk comics thought the show was a good representation of the comics, and those have been the show's biggest fans. Okay. But I think for most of us who never read the comics and had no idea what to expect, we were like, what is this? This is awful.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch the show, but I had enough watching your guys' recaps, and I was like, nah, not for me. So I saved myself 9 hours or however long it's on for on my life. Watching the silent movies instead.
Well, that was another thing. At the time, it was just so rushed. Like, it was supposed to be, like, what are episodes? 30, 40 minutes long. And I think these ones sometimes went for, like, 28 minutes, and you take off 3 or 5 for the intros. It was like a 25-minute show sometimes, and it was just so rushed. And you thought, oh yes, they're rushing because in that finale we'll get something good, we'll get some action, and we'll get some real She-Hulk fighting and fun. And nope, nothing.
Well, didn't Marvel release a statement not long ago, if I'm not mistaken, saying that they're going to start doing quality over quantity? I think
I read that.
Yeah.
Well, I think when you have like one Disney CEO who was obsessed with the quantity, who got the boot, and you got Bob Iger now who's back in, who is more on the quality, I think that'll make a difference going forward.
Well, right the ship maybe.
Well, I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. Especially with like because I know me and Jamie spoke about this. Especially
I'll be back in 1 second, Mike. Sorry.
Yeah, go for it. Well, while Jamie's gone, we'll just go over the comment here. Christian saying about Garden State, what Jason mentioned before, directed by Zach Braff. Pretty good in it, he also says, Jason.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Let's check that.
Like, I've not heard of that one.
No, same.
It's a nice kind of romantic comedy, I guess, with Zach Braff and Natalie Portman. Kind of quirky, but...
Well, I know Zach Braff's directing a new movie, I think, coming out this year that stars Florence Pugh. So that'll be
wow.
Braff was kind of big at the moment because Scrubs was pretty popular, and he also did the voice in Chicken Little.
Oh, that's all I know him for.
Yeah.
No.
And then he did this project where he directed it, but then I haven't really seen him very much lately, but he was kind of big there for a little while.
Yeah, so at Garden State, Jason, I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen the movie poster, so I know exactly what the movie is.
Okay.
So yeah, I might have to check it out. Even past the Natalie Portman
And-
stuff, check it out.
I don't know how to say this even more, except that Natalie Portman is so attractive. I don't know. Like after seeing Garden State, I was like kind of in love with her. I don't know.
Well, I'll have to check out the movie, and maybe my mind might change. Who knows? At the minute, no. We've got Harry from Halem says, "Hey, also, hey Harry." He says, "Pleasure finishing work and watching the stream. Is anyone seeing Missing?" So we don't get that in the UK till mid-February.
Oh wow!
So I haven't seen it. But for anyone who doesn't know what Missing is, there was a movie a couple of years ago came out called Searching. Fantastic movie if you've not seen it. And this is like a spin-off sequel. Are you checking this one out, Jacob?
I'm not in a rush to because I'm on like a money crunch at the moment, but I really enjoyed the first Searching. I thought it was one of the best movies of that year. I think it was 2018. When I watched the trailer, it just felt like the same movie to me. I'm like, I don't know why we're watching another Searching again, but I don't think I realized it was from the same people who did Searching. So maybe they could do another like really good thriller with the technology premise. I know Searching was about a dad looking for his missing daughter, and I think this one it's like the daughter that's looking for like her mom or whatever. So maybe with that reverse perspective, there could be something cool with it. But I'm not as excited on this one as I am Searching, but I'll give it a chance.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you, Jacob. I think when Searching originally came out, I didn't have any expectations because it's all about obviously, like webcams and PC monitors and like text chats and stuff.
Yeah, and the whole movie is on the technology. That's what it all is. It's like on webcams and social media and stuff.
Right.
And it was a really unique way of telling a thriller story.
Right. But the story's done so well. So yeah, we're missing. I don't know if you, Jacob, I saw the trailer and I was like, this looks very similar, just like a role reversal kind of way, So I'll be interested. To say the least. Jason, I would recommend Searching for you. Good movie.
Okay.
Really good movie. We've got Jim Collins saying, I'm Insidious is a great PG-13 movie. Also, can't wait for the collab with Jamie. Yeah, man.
Good.
That would be cool.
Actually, another PG-13 horror movie I'm a big fan of. To me, Insidious is just okay, but another one I recommend is Drag Me to Hell, directed by Sam Raimi. That movie is awesome, and watching that movie, I forgot that it was rated PG-13 because it was Sam Raimi going as creative and bonkers as you can get with the premise, and he did a really great job with it.
I agree. That's a fun movie from Sam Raimi. Yeah, one that doesn't get talked about a lot, I don't think.
Yeah. And that movie has like a talking possessed goat in it that could have been like in any of the Evil Dead movies,
or Thor, maybe.
Yeah.
Didn't work as well in Thor, but maybe Sam Raimi should have directed Thor. It would have been better.
Right. And anyone directing that new Thor would have been better. We've also got here. Tim says, "What soundtrack do you guys listen to on a daily basis?" I think I listen to Eternal Sunshine, Her, Your Name, and Weather and Review soundtrack on a daily basis.
I don't regularly listen to soundtracks on an obsessed daily basis. I got to be in a mood to listen to soundtracks. I do have a Disney playlist on Spotify where I have like all the best songs in the Disney movies and put them on a soundtrack when I drive to various places on long trips and stuff. And so I'll hear like a lot of the best Disney movie songs on that soundtrack and maybe some hidden gems as well. So obviously some of my favorite Disney soundtracks, The Lion King, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast. Even some of the newer soundtracks are great. Tangled, Frozen, Moana, Encanto.
Yeah.
I would listen to those a lot.
Yeah.
Since those have some great songs in them. Jungle Book's another one I love.
Yeah, some good picks. Yeah, it's interesting, Jacob, that you go to like a Disney playlist if you do listen to kind of like a soundtrack as such. Yeah, Jamie. So Tim was asking, do you listen to any like soundtracks on a daily basis?
Yeah, same with. Oh, sorry. There we go. Same with Jacob. Disney. Majority of, because Chelsea's into Frozen at the moment. Like a lot of it is Frozen, but my personal favorite is Beauty and the Beast. Like I love listening.
Oh yes.
Be our guest, and just putting on. And even as you said, like Lion King, Just Can't Wait to Be King. I always play that for Chelsea because they're movies that she hasn't sat through a movie yet, but even the songs, they're just so fun. And that original film clip to Just Can't Wait to Be King, she thinks it's hilarious, you know. The little Zazu like flying around and getting squashed by the rhino and stuff like that, to her is a mini movie. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I just love playing playing those songs in the car and stuff like that. So I would say on a daily basis, not by choice, would be Frozen. But yeah, I can't think of any other ones that I just put on purely because I like, apart from Disney stuff, same as Jacob.
Get you. Yeah, well, that's cool. And especially I can imagine if your daughter as well, though, she's always watching Disney or wanting the songs.
Frozen, yes. Frozen all day, every day. I just hear let it go, let it go.
Yeah. Hey, to be fair, Let It Go is such a good song, though. I never get tired of it.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. But Jacob, when you listen to it like 3,000 times in a row, it gets a little bit annoying, I gotta say.
Yeah. See, I don't have kids, so I don't have that moment. So every time people are like, make it stop, I'm like, what's the problem? It's a good song.
Yeah, she gave it back to me last night. It was really funny. I've always wanted to do this because I see this meme all the time and I think it's hilarious. And it's like the police pull you over and they're like, turn around. And then the next line is every now and then I get a little bit lonely and I'm never coming around, or whatever the song is, right? And then the police says, seriously, turn around. And then they start singing the song again, right? You know the song that I can't even think of it now. Meatloaf and someone else. Anyway, you know the song. And last night I did it to her and she was like, Mom, shut up. I was like, yeah, sucker. Because she kept telling me to turn around and I kept singing the song to her. She didn't get it, obviously. But yeah, it was a good time. Good fun. But yeah, so she got me back being annoying and, you know, playing the same, well, not that it was the same song, but I kept repeating the same song, the same line to her, and she was getting the shits. And I'm like, you see? That's what it's like with Let It Go. Anyway, good fun.
Yeah, I can't imagine listening to like 3,000 times, though. I'd be like, nah, I'm done with this song.
Mm-hmm. Nah. After 1,000, you're like, okay, all right, we got it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for me, like I kind of like have odd songs from odd movies or animes that I'll just put in like a random playlist. So not like a specific soundtrack. Not even Back to the Future. I don't listen to that daily.
Oh, I'm surprised.
Yeah.
You don't have Johnny Be Good on loop?
I mean, I've got it in my playlist.
Johnny Be Good.
But if I listen to it every day, I'd be a bit fed up, you know. So I don't want to wear that out, you know. But no, I've got odd songs. What about you, Jason?
Well, I don't know. Talking about, I listen to a lot of musicals. I don't know if that counts as soundtracks.
Yeah, they count.
Okay. Well, I'm obsessed with The Greatest Showman, Dear Evan Hansen, and Alexander Hamilton are like the three I listen to constantly.
Oh yeah.
Right now. As far as musical score, I listen to John Williams. That's like my go-to guy. I'll just listen to the greatest hits of like John Williams.
It's a good pick, mind.
Good choice.
Yeah. The Hamilton soundtrack's good though.
Yes, and some of those pop up because Disney did Disney Plus released Hamilton, so I included Hamilton on that same playlist, and so I hear a lot of Hamilton songs on there, and all of them get me so hyped because it's such a good musical with great songs.
Yeah.
Definitely a good musical. Yeah, have any of you guys seen it live, Hamilton?
No.
Nah.
That'd be
too
cool.
far away for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw it live.
Oh, you did?
2 years ago.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Fantastic. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, really, really good. So that's really cool to hear everyone's different takes with music. Like Jason's, listening to John Williams. Jacob's now on Disney playlist. Jacob's just Jamie's just forced to listen to Frozen every day.
Not by choice. Yeah. If I had it my way, it'd be like Eminem all day.
Eminem.
Yeah, definitely can't get us started on that.
Imagine Eminem being in a Disney movie. I don't think that would work.
Wow.
I'd pay to see that.
It'd be Disney's first movie rated for PG-13 or R rating.
Yeah.
That character is angry all the time. I don't know what's going on.
Mommy, why is he always saying fuck?
Now Disney hire Eminem. I want to see that.
Me too.
Let it go. Let it go. But I don't know.
Yes, guys.
Well,
Let it fucking go.
Yeah, let it up and go.
Well, Jason's got his cap on backwards. He's in an angry mood right now.
He just needs the hoodie over top.
He's got a hoodie on, I think.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Kind of look like
We're really in
Eminem.
AMO now. So good.
Oh, that's brilliant. We got Josh Brulin saying, "Hey, Pete, hey, Josh."
Hey,
Josh.
Hope you're good.
Tim says, also to answer your question about Brandon Cronenberg's first movie, Possessor.
Possessor. Oh, that was close.
You're close.
It was close. And we got Pete saying, "What's a film with a really good ending?" Now, are we talking about just a happy ending, or are we talking about like a mystery movie that's got like a really kind of clever ending?
I think it could be anything. I don't know.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Back to the Future. There you go, my friend.
Yeah, that's a good ending. I mean, the original Star Wars is a great ending where he blows up the Death Star. That was that's a good victory moment. I love the ending that It's a Wonderful Life, where he.
So good.
That's like the most emotional ending I think I've seen in a movie. I think E.T.'s like my biggest like go-to cry ending with the whole bike chase and the big farewell. Those are probably some of my favorite endings. I know, Jason, you don't like Fantasia, but I love the Night on Bald Mountain, Ave Maria part of that movie. I thought that was very beautifully done.
Okay.
Those are probably some of my favorite endings.
Nice.
Have you ever seen Planet of the Apes?
Oh, the original?
Yeah.
Yeah, that has a good twist ending.
I love that ending so much. When I first saw it, it blew me away. I was like, what?
Yeah.
It's a spoiler movie, so I don't want to say, but it's amazing moment at the end.
Yeah. I think my favorite twist ending out of any movie, like have you guys seen Christopher Nolan's The Prestige?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Oh, I can't spoil it then. But that twist, when I first saw it, blew my mind so much that it immediately became my favorite Christopher Nolan film, better than The Dark Knight and Inception.
Yeah, right.
Wow. Okay. I love Christopher Nolan. I'm gonna have to check it out.
And then you can rewatch The Prestige, and you can pick up on more things, and it makes the twist even better.
Oh, nice.
There's an old movie called Mr. Roberts from 1955. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
I've not seen it, but you recommended it to me.
Okay, yeah. Great movie. Jack Lemmon, Henry Fonda, William Powell. But the ending is it's emotional and funny at the same time, and it's always one of my favorite endings. So the way it ends is just amazing, and it's a spoiler, but it just captivates the whole movie, and you go, oh, that's such a great moment.
Nice. Yeah, never heard of it.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. John Ford directed. Kind of a comedy, but has some drama as well in it.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'll have to check it out because I know you said Jacob. You told Jacob as well about it.
Yeah.
Jamie, what about you? What's your favorite film ending with Ashton Kutcher?
No strings attached, right?
No, I want to say a bad one, but anyway, I'm gonna go there. Anyway, so I'm gonna talk about series for a second. And my favorite series that wrapped up what I thought was really perfectly was New Girl. Have you ever watched that? It's quite old now.
No, that's the
Oh.
one with Zooey Deschanel, right?
Yeah. It's a really good series. It's really funny, and there's heaps of like chemistry and just really fun moments, like not just relationship wise, even friendship wise and parental, and it's really good. And the way that show wrapped up was really, I thought it was really perfect. And when people ask me, oh, what would what's a series that you want to see come back that's finished, I always think of that one, because I'm like, I loved it so much and I didn't want it to end, but then at the same time, how it ended was so beautiful and so perfect, and it just felt right that it ended, that I really don't want to see it come back. So I would probably say that. But movie wise, like, I mean, any Hallmark movie or sort of romance movie that I watch always ends the same, so they always have happy endings and I'm always happy. So that's a hard question.
Actually, I saw a rom-com for the first time last night. I don't know if you've seen it, Jamie, but you probably will like it if you haven't seen it. 27 Dresses. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I like it. I don't like Catherine, whatever her name is.
Katherine Heigl.
I was a bit taken aback by that. But and what's his name? Is it Gerard Butler?
James Marsden is the main guy.
James Marsden. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of that actress, and she kind of turned me off when I first saw the movie. But she grew on me as the movie went along, and I still liked it overall. It's weird because when I first saw Katherine Heigl, I'm like, I would have liked this movie better if Natalie Portman was in it. Like, it felt like a real Natalie Portman could have played.
Portman, yeah.
I'm like, it'd be one of my favorite rom-coms if she was in it.
Oh gosh.
Oh God.
The Ugly Truth was the one that she was with Gerard Butler. Yeah. And I preferred that one a little bit more, if I remember correctly. I haven't watched them in a while, but I did like 27 Dresses.
Yeah. I like that one too, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and The Ugly Truth as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've only seen Katherine Heigl in 27 Dresses, and she was strangely one of her early roles was in Bride of Chucky of all movies.
Oh.
And I didn't really like her performance in that movie. I'm like, why is she in the movie? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, the Hallmark movies, though, Jamie, right? So one thing I noticed, and this was on like a TikTok as well, which really made me laugh, is like Hallmark movies always start out with like either the man or woman, and it's always like, oh, they're going through like a rough patch, or like they're having troubles with their partner or something like that. They then think, oh, we've got to move to a new city. So they move to a new city. They bump into a random stranger, and then that random stranger is their love of their life at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Do you know one time that didn't work for me, though, was a recent movie, and it's called Love in the Villa or Love Villa or something like this. And it's with two pretty known, well, I think they're pretty well-known actors. Tom Hopper from, come on, Jace, you and I watched it. Umbrella Academy, and
Luther.
Kat Graham from Luther. Kat Graham from Number One, from Vampire Diaries. So they're I thought pretty big stars, pretty well known, and they have both acted in things that I both like them in. And I thought, oh yeah, this will be great. And when I watched it, it was terrible. It's exactly how you say, Mike. You know, her boyfriend breaks up with her, and her boyfriend had been with her for 4 years, right? And he broke up with her over the fact that when they were going to Italy, that she had everything organized because she was a primary school teacher, which, to be fair, that's one of our traits. We're very organized. And he broke up with her because she was too organized. And I was like, he's been with her for 4 years. How the fuck did he break up with her now over that? Like, surely she's hanging the pegs, like organizing the pegs and just really organized in life, let alone a holiday, but whatever. So overlook that and we get to the thing. And so they both end up in this villa and they try and kick each other out, right? So it's like a hate relationship where they hate each other, and I'm going to get you kicked out of the villa so I can have a good holiday, vice versa. He does the same. And at first it starts off as like a fun thing, like, haha, yeah, I'm going to, I don't know, put your clothes outside or something like that. And then it goes to something like, okay, she knows that he's got an allergy and she lets the cats in, and the cats like give him a full-on allergic reaction where he needs to go to hospital. And I'm like, I mean, he could have died there, but okay, we'll overlook that. And then she locks him out of the apartment, gets the locks changed so he literally can't get in. And then when he's breaking in, like, because he's trying to get in through the window, somebody calls the police, and the police end up coming, and he's hanging from the balcony, and he gets arrested and almost loses his job, which is the whole reason why he's in Italy. And that's like enough already for me to go, what the fuck? How can they love each other after nearly killing each other? And then almost like letting somebody lose their whole career over this. And then they had a falling in love. And there's a lady in between, and there's a big drama. But I'm like, huh? I don't feel this at all. If somebody tried to get me killed knowingly, knowing that I had an allergy and they gave me that allergic reaction, I wouldn't want to speak to them, let alone be like, oh, I'm in love. It was so bizarre. Very bizarre. So I don't recommend watching that movie.
Yeah, that sounds like the rom-coms I tend to despise anyway.
Oh, it's terrible. Like I get them believable things where they hate each other, and then at the end they love each other because time went on and he did something that showed that he was a genuine guy, blah blah blah. I get it. I've been there. But that's too far for me, Like, yeah, I don't know. I couldn't buy that story. Anyway, don't watch that movie, guys.
Okay.
It sounds like asylum movies are sounding more appealing every day.
And they had no chemistry. Like, we're talking about Natalie Portman with no chemistry. Together they acted great, but like individually, they acted great, but together there was nothing there. It was so it was so forced. It was yuck.
There's nothing worse than watching like a rom-com and there's no chemistry.
Right?
Yeah.
Jacob's No Strings Attached, you mentioned before.
I thought those actors, they're good actors on their own, but they had no chemistry together.
Okay.
And it killed the movie for me.
Yeah. I mean, Jamie, I'm definitely not watching that movie you mentioned, though. I'm not going there.
It's out on Netflix, but yeah, don't get sucked in.
Okay.
No, not going to. I've got Radley saying, hey guys, how's it going? Hey Radley. I says, do you think the slasher genre is kind of vicious compared to other horror genres? A dude finds teens, kill them, the end. How many times can we watch this?
I'm with this guy. I don't know who he is, but I'm with this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the slasher genre, to me, it's kind of the most, probably the most overdone genre, I would say, in the horror genre. You can do a good slasher, but for me, a lot of the slashers, even the classic ones, like, I struggle to get invested in the characters. And then what's more interesting is the slasher killing them off. So I don't really understand why I'm rooting for these teenage characters when a lot of them are terrible. Like, I don't even like the original Friday the 13th movie because those characters were so poorly written and it was kind of boring. Now, there are exceptions to the rule. Like, the original Halloween is a great film, and I love the original Nightmare on Elm Street. That's probably my favorite, like, classic slasher because that movie had a great story, and I'm actually invested in the main character that we're following. But I find with most slashers, it's more, I think they're more obsessed with the gore and the violence and the nudity more so than telling a compelling story.
Yeah, I agree to an extent, Jacob. It's like a lot of the time slashers just feel like rinse and repeat without, as you say, like perfectly put like a story to it that you're invested in, than just being like, oh, he's a psychopath just killing, the end kind of thing.
Yeah, I think the best person to sort of defend that genre is probably Norin, because he does watch a lot of them, thrashers and things like that. And, he could probably defend it a little bit more. But I know we've talked about it before with Halloween when, Mike, you asked me if I'd watched it. And I was like, which one? Because we're up to like 70. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just keeps, there's so many of the same thing that it's just like, I don't want to watch it because it's the same now.
Yeah.
But I guess people could say that, like you just said that about rom-coms. So, maybe people think the same about that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know I labeled a lot of Hallmark movies. They all kind of feel the same to me. Like they'll have the same plot, which is why I don't watch them, even though I reviewed 2 of them on my Christmas series last year, and I didn't like either one of them.
True.
They're always the same, the Hallmark ones. But at least you know what you're getting with Hallmark. I'll say that.
Yeah. I like the
You kind of know what you're getting with Thrashes too. Gore, nudity.
I did like. To be fair, I did like the Hallmark movie that had Christopher Lloyd in it. That one wasn't bad. Yeah. I think it was like Next Stop Christmas. I think, and Leah Thompson was in that one too.
Yeah, that one I felt was a little bit different from Hallmark than the normal stick. Yeah, that one is actually not too bad. I was surprised it got Christopher Lloyd for a Hallmark movie. So I was like, yeah, I'm on board.
Yeah.
We've got 3D Movie Cinema saying, last one from me. You all take care. Thanks for all the love. Also, I agree with To the Lens. I laugh my arse off at Mum and Dad. How bad it is. Nicolas Cage is hilarious in the dark. Yeah, I've seen this movie.
I don't know that one.
It's okay. It's not great. That's all I'll say. We've got Lego News saying, yo, hey, Lego, you well? He says, have you seen some funny parody movies like Spaceballs or superhero movies?
Yes, I love Spaceballs. It's one of my favorite comedies of all time.
I've not seen that one. I've seen superhero movie though, which is terrible.
Yeah. Don't watch that.
Was that made by the same duo that did like Disaster Movie and Meet the Spartans? And I haven't seen any of their movies, but everyone says they killed the parody genre. So I'm like, probably not a good idea to watch those movies.
No. Yeah. Watch the Naked Gun series. You have to watch Hot Shots. It's a good parody series.
Another good one is Airplane's a good one.
Airplane's a good one, definitely. Robin Hood Men in Tights. Those are the ones. The Mel Brooks ones are good, I think.
Yeah. Mel Brooks had some of the funniest comedies. Spaceballs, Young Frankenstein, Blazing Saddles. I wasn't as big on Robin Hood Men in Tights, but it still had its moments. And another good one that's so underrated is Silent Movie, which is spoofing all the silent movies, and I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's been some good, like, kind of funny parody movies. I think definitely what Jake was saying about, like, disaster movie, epic movies, they killed it. And they were pretty rapid at the time. There was, like, one after another, like, every months. So good movies. I got Cinematic saying, watching Missing tonight. Well, enjoy, man. I hope you enjoy it. Trav says about movies with great endings, Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah. Yes.
True.
That is a beautiful ending.
Yeah.
And he says he loves New Girl.
Yes, Trav. That a boy.
And we've got Christian saying, what are your guys' thoughts on Glass Onion, if you've seen it? I've seen it one. Hold on. Jacob, have you seen it?
I have seen Glass Onion.
Jamie?
Yeah.
And Jason?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We've all seen
it.
Okay.
Yeah. Big win for us.
Victory.
Well, we'll go to the man who's got the most controversial opinions. Jason, what was your thoughts on Glass Onion?
I thought it was much better than Knives Out, in my opinion. I love the island setting, and I like it when you have a billionaire that just has unlimited sources. There's something really funny about Edward Norton's character. He's like playing a guitar. It's like, oh, this is a Beatles guitar. And I'm like, and he just, I have the Mona Lisa. And you're just like, who is this guy? I guess he's like a tech billionaire. So there's a lot of fun there. I would say the third act I didn't like so much, or how it ended was not that good, I think. But leading up to that, I was having so much fun. Oh, Batista. I thought Batista stole like every scene. I was just like laughing my head off when his character was doing stuff. I like him and his mom just made me laugh so much. Yeah, and what's his name? The main character. He was really funny. Daniel Craig.
Yeah,
I thought Daniel Craig was so funny.
Benoit Blanc.
Like says like,
so good.
It's just dumb. But isn't it kind of brilliant? No, it's just dumb. Like those moments are really good. I enjoyed the movie. I gave it a 3.5 stars on Letterboxd because I thought it was funny, and I enjoyed the whole setting of the movie, and I like the characters. I thought the characters were really good. You have Han, what's her name? Kathy.
Catherine Hahn, yeah.
Catherine Hahn. I love her. I love Batista, Edward Norton, Janelle Monáe was
Janelle Monáe, yeah.
I thought she was really good. Yeah, so I enjoyed it.
Nice. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that you enjoyed the movie, man. Yeah. And Jamie, what about you?
Yeah, I enjoyed it as well. Not as much as the first one. I did like, as Jay said, the location, like seeing the beautiful island, and everything was so bright and colorful and like really tropical compared to the first one, which I did like even the fashion, not just the setting, like everything was brighter. But I just felt like in the first one, I was more in suspense. Like I was like, oh, any of these people could have done it. And I was really in suspense right up until the end. Whereas this one, I kind of knew, I was like, oh, this guy's a dick. It's totally this guy. You know what I mean? So yeah, it sort of sucked the fun out of that suspense till the end. And even though like it was great and it was fun to get to the end and it was rewarding at the end, you know, seeing her and the twist in between, like all that was fun. But I just feel like the first one I was more invested in, whereas this one I was a bit like laid back. And with the characters, same with Jace, I did love the characters, but I feel like there was maybe 3 characters, let's say 4, like Birdie J got way more, Kate Hudson got way more attention than someone like Catherine Hahn. And I was like, why is her character such a main, do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like she got a lot of attention in the show compared to, I can't even remember the characters' names now. I think it was like Lionel and someone else, whoever Catherine played anyway. And those 2 characters were sort of put on the sideline, and Batista and Birdie J did get that attention on them. So I felt like, you know, maybe it didn't share the characters around a bit. Whereas in the first one, like Jamie Lee Curtis, all of them sort of had little backstories that it could have been. Whereas this one, I don't think it shared out as evenly. Even though I liked all the characters, I don't think it was shared out very well. But yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, no, awesome. Hey, I've got a bit more to add to it, but Jacob, what was your thoughts?
Yeah, I highly enjoyed Glass Onion. I was one of the people that was lucky to see it in theaters before it dropped on Netflix when it did the limited 1-week engagement. It was like Thanksgiving. And seeing it in a packed theater showing, I think, made the film so much fun for me. The first Knives Out, I still think, is better. I think that one is much more sharper. I think it's funnier, personally, and I think I got more into the mystery in that one. But I still thought Glass Onion was a really good follow-up. I love Daniel Craig again. The cast was great in general. I think everyone pretty much highlighted the best performances. I love Dave Bautista. Janelle Monáe, I thought was a standout, and I really enjoyed her character. I thought it was really cool. The twist, I didn't predict the twist. There was one twist in the middle that really shocked me. And even when we got to the big final twist, I'm like, oh, I feel like I should have seen that coming because of the Glass Onion title and what that means. But I'm like, okay, I really get what Ryan was going with it. And I thought it was quite clever. And I like the Beatles song that they put in the end to like rub in what the title means, which I thought was kind of brilliant. I thought it was still pretty funny. Like I said, I think the first Knives Out is better. I think there's a couple jokes in Glass Onion that I don't think was near as sharp as in the first movie. Like, I will say, to me, like the first 5 minutes was a little bit on the cringe where it was like, oh, COVID. And it's like making fun of like all the stereotypes of people during the pandemic. I'm like, oh no, I don't think this is going to be a good movie. But once the main mystery starts and you get to the island and you have Benoit Blanc chilling in his bathtub learning about the mystery, I'm like, okay, it's going to be a fun movie. It's going to be good. And I still think it's a good movie. I still think the first one's better.
I agree with Jacob there. Just like that first half an hour like seemed to drag because it felt like they were, as you said, like really setting things up. But like we got to see so much of like Birdie J's party where they're opening up the riddle, they're opening up this invitation. And it's like a lot of that could have been like really shortened, really quick. So we got the point that there was a riddle and stuff, but we didn't drag that sort of out and let's get to the island, let's get to the mystery, because I think that's where the fun really happened. But a lot of that got dragged out at the start there. But I really love, as Jacob, it just reminded me there when he was talking about, Daniel coming out of, there was a scene there and he was, in like James Bond and stuff, he comes out of the water and he's got like no shirt on. And it's like this dreamy moment of, him coming out of the water. And it's completely opposite in this, where he's going into the water. He's walking in and he's like fully clothed.
Yeah.
I just thought that was so good.
I thought that old style swimsuit he's wearing is so good.
Yes. And it's just such a parody, I guess, like really taking the piss out of just other things, as you said, like they took the piss out of COVID and stuff like that. I thought, those little not Easter eggs, because that wasn't really an Easter egg, but little moments like that were like, oh, that's so funny. I thought that was good.
The last thing I wanted to say, the best line in the whole movie: disruptions.
Wasn't it like, and they called them disruptors assemble or something like that? I was like,
disruptors.
Good fun.
Yeah, well, it's awesome hearing your guys' thoughts on Glass Onion, and at least you guys all enjoyed it. For me, I didn't really like the movie.
Okay.
I'm the odd one out, but
I'm surprised.
I'll quickly explain. So I agree with all you guys. The first half hour, so I watched this with my partner, man. The first half hour, I was like, I turned to her and I was like, this movie's getting half a star out of 5. This is terrible.
Oh,
like it was slow. Hey,
it was awful. Like the only part what was good in that first half hour was Batista and his mom. I was like, if that was the rest of this movie, I would love this movie.
Yeah.
But like it's going on about COVID, Twitch, TikTok, and I was like, what's this movie doing? I was like, I wasn't a fan. But when it started getting to the island, I was like, right, this is where the movie should have opened up at, and had like bit flashbacks in the meantime, them getting these puzzles and solving them or whatever. Janelle Monáe, best part of the movie. Daniel Craig felt a bit like a backseat in this movie. I'll not say why for spoilers if you haven't seen it. There is one part that I was really proud of, is the part when the drink gets switched. Again, I'll not say spoilers for people who's not seen it, but that part where the drink gets switched, I turned to everyone, I was like, he just switched the drinks.
Really?
Oh, so you saw it?
I saw it, and she's like, what are you talking about? I was like, rewind that right now. I was like, get the remote. And she stood and was like, she's like, hey, how did you get that, Mr. Eagle Eye? I was like, hey, I look up history.
Mr. Observant over here.
So straight away knew who it was, but I didn't guess about the end part though, and like where the envelope and stuff was hidden. I didn't guess that part. But yeah, I just thought like characters were underdeveloped apart from Batista was the best part of the movie. But yeah, I think you're right. Like I think like this movie was, apart from Janelle Monáe's character, everyone else was like undeveloped compared to the first one. We got Ana de Armas, Chris Evans, Jamie Lee Curtis, and I just felt like that one, Jamie. Like I agree with you. The suspense was much more in that first movie, and I was like more invested in that first movie, whereas this one I felt not as invested. I wish they spent more time on the island than the backstory in the first half hour. I think the movie would have been far better. So maybe a bit of a hot take, but yeah.
I like that there's this like random guy that's just hanging out.
I didn't.
Has nothing to do with the plot, but I don't know.
I thought that was funny.
Daryl or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, just Daryl.
I'm not here. Fucking yes, you are. And you know what, Jace? I wonder if this guy is like something to do. Did he do something? And then all along, it's like, nope, he's just chilling in there smoking weed. Like,
this whole thing going on. He's just hanging out.
Yeah.
I mean, there were just some like random like in jokes or whatever. It was like Jeremy Renner's hot sauce and
Jared
Leto's kombucha drink. I'm like, that's just the most random like celebrity cameo product placement or whatever. I don't know if it works, but it's kind of funny making fun of celebrity cameos and stuff.
So random.
Yeah, but I definitely agree with you guys. Like one of my favorite scenes was when Daniel Craig does walk into the pool, though. That had me laughing.
Yeah, same. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
So that's our thoughts on Glass Onion. Pretty much three of all my guests really enjoyed it, and I was on the opposite side. So kind of nice contrast. It's usually Jason saying he doesn't like the movie, so it's a nice change.
I know.
Yeah.
Right. We've got here. Radley Stark asks an interesting question. He says, your friend accidentally stepped on your favorite extremely rare movie and snapped the disc. Do you either laugh it off and cry when they've gone, or skewer them in half with a red hot poker?
That question got dark all of a sudden.
Pretty much. Man.
Well, I don't plan on going to jail anytime soon, so I think I'm just gonna do A.
I would say A as well, because you can buy the disc again.
Yeah.
And they did it on an accident as well.
He says rare movie, but I don't know what that means. What's a rare movie? But
Or maybe it's one that's harder to find or out of print, maybe.
right. I don't know if I have any of those, but that's interesting. I suppose I had, yeah.
A lot of my stuff's streaming, so I don't really have discs, and I'm definitely not a good friend if I'm going to go skewer my friends in half with a rare hot poker.
Yeah.
Red. I wouldn't call myself a friend of theirs. So
you'd be the star of your own slasher movie if you did that.
Right.
Well, she's inspired by after all these horror comedies to start her own.
Yep. Snap my disc, Mike. I dare.
Imagine that as a plot line of a movie. Someone accidentally smashed their friend's disc in half. As revenge, they want to kill them.
Oh, hey, Mike, didn't you see a movie one time where like this guy wants to kill a prostitute because she told him that he smelled?
Oh, yeah. So last year it was on my worst of the year list. It was a movie called Dark Glasses, right?
Okay, I remember you saying that. Yeah.
And there was a director called Dario Argento, who's known as the Italian master of horror. So when I heard that tagline, I was like, "Oh, I'm in for a treat here!" I was like, "I can't wait," because you guys know I love horror and gore. I was in for this. So the movie starts out with there's been like police reports about these women are being killed who are prostitutes. So we then get to our main character, who's also one, and she's, invites this guy around, obviously, to do a service, and he's gonna come next to her, and she's like, "Wow, you stink! Go take a shower," right? So this guy, he goes upstairs, he goes and takes a nice hot fresh shower, he comes back down, and she's just in the room. She's like, "Oh, okay," and he's like, "No," and then he storms out the house, and he's not interested in the service anymore. And the rest of the movie is all around trying to kill this woman, and it's this guy because she told him it stinks. And that's the plot of the movie.
Yeah.
That's so unbelievable. A guy would never not want a service for starters. And what a weird. Oh, that's weird. And so he has the shower, and then he's like, "Yeah, nah, fuck this."
Right. And he
I'd rather smell.
He wants to kill her instead, but he goes and takes a free shower anyway upstairs. and I was like, this is made by the Italian master of horror.
What happened to this guy? Like I've seen some of this guy's earlier movies, and they're actually pretty good. Especially this one called Suspiria. And what happened?
Oh man! But you can imagine my reaction when the killer was revealed. I was like, "Really, this guy?" I was like, "I'm never telling anyone that they think, otherwise I'm gonna get killed."
What's the name of the movie again?
Dark Glasses.
Dark.
And how do you get that title from that?
Yeah.
Oh god!
You should have just called it Dark Odor.
Oh shit!
Would have been a better fitting title.
Does he end up getting does he kill her?
No, he gets killed.
What a waste. He should have
I
just
know.
taken the service and had his shower.
He wasted his life. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Bloody
man.
hell.
Yeah, don't recommend that movie at all. Watch Party, actually, maybe. But that's about it.
I was gonna say that might be a good one.
Crazy.
I'm sure it's still better than Battlefield Earth.
No.
I can only imagine.
No, I've seen better silent movies, Jacob.
Yeah.
We've got Lego saying, I think the ending of Infinity Wars would be my favorite from a movie because I was shocked during the cinema experience with a huge clip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Like I remember when I first saw that in theaters because I didn't know what they were going to do with those characters. Seeing like half of the Avengers get turned to dust and stuff because it shocked me to my core. Like I was walking out of the theater and like my hands started shaking like crazy because it shocked me so much.
Yeah,
And
I
at the
love that.
time, I'm like, at the time, I'm like, how are they going to continue the story with like? And these are characters I thought, oh, they're going to be. I thought they'd be like the next generation of Avengers, and you just killed a lot of them off.
Mhm.
But thankfully, Avengers paid that off beautifully, and had probably the best ending to a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great
did.
ending, great movie. Yeah. That was peak Marvel before this recent lot of movies that they've made. We've got Josh saying a perfect ending for me is ending of a movie called Normal People. A heartbreaking ending, but leaves with a sense of optimism for two characters involved.
I don't know that movie.
I know that movie. Yeah.
Neither do I, but I know Josh loves that movie a lot, so
Okay.
I'll have to check it out. We've got Lego saying, but from TV, it has to be Stranger Things season 3. Like the way it ended with the emotion, it also made me cry a bit.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, great
Season
season.
4, maybe?
Season 4, I thought was an even better ending.
I was thinking season 4, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's just a typo.
I guess 3. I'm trying to think what happens.
Season
except
3 was with Billy.
with
and
Billy, yeah.
There
I think-
wasn't too much of a, you know.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was
maybe
like
there was
it was
motion
like
there, I
it
don't
was
know.
like underneath the mall or whatever.
Yeah.
It was like this big conspiracy with
Mm.
like the Russians trying to like
Yeah.
harness the Demogorgons or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe that was good, but season 4 definitely was, really emotional.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Season 4
very.
was-
Season 4, it's up there with season 1 as my favorite season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my favorite season is still season 1. But season 4 was good. Yeah, I'm intrigued to see how they're going to end it though. That'll be interesting.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Definitely.
so excited for that.
We've got Lego saying, I recently watched Spaceballs and I was laughing my ass off because there's so many scenes in that movie that are so stupid that it's funny.
Oh, so good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
never seen-
Yeah, if you love Star Wars, you'll love Spaceballs.
You need to watch Star Wars first, I suppose. But if you've seen the original 3, I guess that's what you need to see is the original 3 Star Wars, and you'll get the references. It does spoof aliens in like one scene.
It spoofs other sci-fi movies too, because it
Other
references to like Aliens, like Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, Planet of
it spoofs 2001: A Space Odyssey and Star Trek, among others.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out because it's been on my list for a while actually. Just never seen it. But yeah, I'm glad you guys like it though, so it gives me confidence. Josh says, I think Glass Onions is more about what characters represent rather than the screen time they have. Karen Hahn's character is less relevant as a character, with the rest are playing on social class. Birdie is a celebrity socialite who opens her mouth too much. Miles being Elon Musk. They all have something unique about them in the world we live in.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Batista's
the
man baby. The man baby YouTuber who says so much stupid stuff.
Yeah.
No, that's
subscribers.
Well, we've got the viewer Drew here. So hey Drew, he says
Drew.
Thoughts on the rumor about Tobey Maguire and Hugh Jackman being in Secret Wars?
Well, first off, it's just a rumor, so I'm taking it with a grain of salt. If they're in the movie and actually works, like what happened with seeing Andrew and Toby in No Way Home, if it's built up well and it's a good payoff, I'm open to seeing them return. It could happen because, you know, Toby came back in No Way Home, and Hugh Jackman's going to be in the new Deadpool movie. So, I mean, it could happen. We'll just have to wait and see.
Right.
So when you say Tobey Maguire and Hugh Jackman, you're talking about Spider-Man and Wolverine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's what I have heard this rumor before.
I haven't heard.
I
Yeah.
haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Secret
Well,
That's
Wars.
why I said
think about it then.
Is that coming out this year? Is that a next year thing?
no. Secret Wars is, I think it's coming out in like 2025 or 26.
A little far down the road. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like the next big Avengers movie. There's like two big ones, I think, coming out the same year: Secret Wars and the Kang Dynasty.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless they
That's what
change it.
they're-
It seems like there's always time to change stuff around.
Yeah, to me, it's kind of hard to believe I'll have two Avengers filmed in the same year. But
Yeah.
We probably won't. They'll push it back and
But-
delay it. You watch.
Yeah.
I mean, they released two of the Matrix films in the same year. Like Reloaded and Revolutions came out in the same year,
Ah.
2003.
Okay.
So anything's possible.
Nah, I think that I think it'd make more sense to do it like Infinity War and Endgame, like a year apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would make more sense because you can do
Yeah.
or like release it, put it on physical media, Disney Plus, gain more money that way. I wouldn't be, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if we see this happen though, because Hugh Jackman's currently obviously in the gym getting in shape for Deadpool 3. I can't imagine if he's going to do it one more time, we're getting like jacked up and not making maybe like a cameo in Secret Wars. That would make sense. Why?
I just can't see them blowing that opportunity for Ryan and him to have that moment. Like everybody's waiting for that. Everybody knows their friendship and is waiting for that moment. I can't see them wasting Hugh Jackman in a cameo unless Ryan Reynolds is in it. Maybe I just can't see them wasting that one moment that everybody's like waiting for, like Deadpool and Wolverine. You know what I mean? It's such a big. Everybody's anticipating that moment, I guess. So I can't see them wasting that on Secret Wars or something else that isn't. I don't know. Maybe there's a cameo, but unless Ryan Reynolds is in it, I can't see that happening, to be honest.
Yeah.
And again, it's a rumor, so.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Good point. Well, we've got Drew adding to more Marvel talk. He says, does the more recent MCU content make you appreciate pre-Marvel MCU like Ghost Rider, the first Daredevil, and Punisher?
Yeah, I haven't seen like half of those movies. Like I haven't seen actually, I think the only one I haven't seen is Punisher, never mind. But some of those movies I don't think are that good. Like I don't care for Daredevil. And the Ghost Rider movie was not really that good. And I don't like the two Fantastic Four movies.
No.
But I still think some of those are better than She-Hulk, I would say. That's like the only terrible thing
bar
in
that
the
you're-
MCU.
Gotta get over
But I don't even think like the Phase 4 Marvel movies, like Thor Love and Thunder was kind of a disappointment, but I still think it's better than the movies that Drew's commenting there. I would rather rewatch it than the terrible Ben Affleck Daredevil movie where he and Jennifer Garner had no chemistry. And I still like, I mean, there were still some good stuff in Phase 4. Like I liked Multiverse of Madness. I love No Way Home. Shang-Chi was a good movie. I liked Black Panther Wakanda Forever, but I think the Marvel needs to get back more so on having a good end goal of where they're going. That was my big issue with Phase 4. It just seemed like they were just churning out a bunch of stuff, and there was some good stuff, but it wasn't really leading up to anywhere. Where, you know, Phase 1, you know, you introduced all these characters, and by the end of Phase 1 with the Avengers, you know, he's Thanos at the end, and it's slowly building up to Infinity War Endgame, and that was such an epic payoff. They've teased the multiverse in some of the Phase 4 stuff. I mean, it was in No Way Home, Multiverse of Madness, and What If kind of explored the multiverse a little bit, that animated show. But aside from those things, the stuff around it didn't really impact the other movies. And I'm just waiting for whenever they're going to make their big, I think, like earth-shattering story that's going to connect all the movies together again, which I think the new Ant-Man movie, I'm assuming is going to do that because we're dealing with the quantum realm and Kang being the main villain in that movie. So hopefully Ant-Man brings it all together once again, and I'm hoping Phase 5 is a more consistent phase because of that. But again, we'll just have to wait and see. I'm not giving up on Marvel just yet. I think they still have good movies, but I feel like Endgame at the moment has been their peak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, Jamie, Jason, do you guys have anything to add?
Not really.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same as Jacob. They need a long-term goal, and that's the same thing with DC. And I'm proud that they're sort of making these bold changes because it sucks now, but in the long term, that's where they need to go. They need to set something up, introduce these characters in their solo movies or things like that. Like we got Iron Man, we got 10 movies before we got to Avengers, and Avengers it is one of my favorite movies, probably my second favorite movie because we already knew these characters and they felt like a family, you know what I mean? Because we'd already got that sort of, we'd already established a relationship with these guys. Whereas, as Jacob said, these movies that they're throwing out now, it's like, okay, here's Miss Marvel in like 30 minutes of, you know what I mean? Let's say a couple of hours. Here's Miss Marvel. Okay, you're supposed to like her now. And I did, don't get me wrong. But, you know, they're just rushing too many characters. And I think that they're rushing it. I don't think they're really giving us the time to establish these characters. And I don't think, as Jacob said, there's like an end goal where we're sort of going to see these guys and see them all together. Like there's supposed to be Young Avengers coming up. And like, I don't even know who's in Young Avengers at the moment. Is it Young T'Challa? Is it like, I know it's Miss Marvel's going to be in there, but like who, and I think maybe Elena, is it Elena? I don't know. Anyway, my point is, what is the long-term goal? Do you know what I mean? Who are these characters? I think they're introducing too much too soon, and they need to sort of maybe not think about the money so much and step back a little bit and think about, as we said, the end game, the end goal of what, you know, because that end game movie was massive. And yeah, right. I think it's more rewarding if we get, I would rather them take their time, not rush through these characters and things and have that sort of rewarding experience at the movie theaters rather than walk out going, what the fuck was that? Which I did with things like Thor, Love and Thunder, even She-Hulk, like TV series. It's too rushed and I'm not really liking the characters.
Yeah.
So that's my say.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. Like Thor and Thunder and well, even like Moon Knight and stuff was just rushed.
So rushed.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Where the fuck is Jake? Come on. Oh,
right.
So frustrating. That's a whole nother topic again, Mike. Bloody hell.
Right. And I think one of the things that I'd like to what you guys are saying is you're right. It's all about having that plan because even the first Avenger movies, Jamie, you said there was 10 movies before we got that first Avengers movie. But say like the first Captain America movie, there's maybe only like 1 or 2 movies and then we saw him again. So it wasn't too long before like he was back on the screen. So like, whereas now Marvel, they've introduced like She-Hulk, Moon Knight and stuff like that, but we haven't seen them again. We don't know when we're going to see them again. And even Kang, last time we saw him was 2 years ago in Loki. We haven't seen him since until this Ant-Man movie.
And
So
like Shang-Chi, when we saw Abomination and stuff in that chamber, I was like, oh, this is where we saw him from Shang-Chi. So like, right. Are we going to get a cameo? Or we get some sort of linking up here and nothing? It's like, when are we going to see this guy again? And that's an underrated movie as well. I think that was, you know, a great movie that isn't really talked about. But again, maybe put him in here. So we're like, oh yeah, that guy still is around. You know, we don't really know what's going on. And there's too many people like Cloud and there's too many people. Narrow it down for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think at the minute there's not a core Avengers group anymore to like bring everyone else into this big group. It's all just like everyone's on their own solo adventures. And at some point, they're probably hoping, they're going to meet in the middle and they're all going to click. Kind of thing. But it feels like at the moment. So I'm hoping they can get past that, though. The Ant-Man trailer looked really good. Looked like, obviously, Kang's there. Kang's going to be in a couple of years in a Kang's Dynasty Avengers movie. So I'm assuming this is going to be the start of like his big plan kind of thing. So it'll be interesting. Yeah. Interesting to say the least. Jason, do you have anything to add to this?
Not really. They said it pretty good.
Fair. I mean, we've got Lego saying, have Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, and Hugh Jackman, Wolverine in the same movie. Instant $2 billion movie.
Yeah, but at the same time, having someone like Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, and Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool is going to make how much more money? And they're very greedy.
Right. And it makes more sense because like that's known. Whereas like, how does Spider-Man and Wolverine team up?
Does anyone want to see that? Like, I'm not down. I don't care.
I mean, if it builds up good and it's a cool moment, I think it'd be awesome. But just have to wait and see if how that would play out. Because I
don't know why
Spider-Man and Wolverine team up in other things.
Right.
I don't know why Tobey Maguire. I'd rather be Andrew Garfield personally, but
I'm down for that.
Well,
but yeah,
Tobey
still
Maguire is the classic.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just don't see why those two would even be, why people would be hyped to see that sort of, I wouldn't say reunion, but why that would be a team up that people would want to see when everybody's so, like that Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman is so well known. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
I don't think they would waste it on Spider-Man.
And I still want to see Garfield get his third movie.
Yeah. Sony ditch the whatever your plan is with your villain movies and do the Andrew Garfield third movie, the Tobey Maguire fourth movie. I'd rather see those personally.
Yeah, they're going to do a Sinister Six movie or something like that with the Andrew Garfield.
I don't even think it's going to be Garfield because recently it was announced that Tom Holland's going to do another trilogy. So if they're going to have a Spider-Man, it makes sense for him to be Spider-Man.
Right, yeah.
Garfield back again.
Well, no, that was back in the day, yeah, when Andrew Garfield was the Spider-Man at the moment. But that all went, because at the very end of Amazing Spider-Man 2, he goes into this, the villain's lair, and you see Doc Ock thing, you see the different villain thing, so it's kind of getting you ready for this Sinister Six movie, and then it never happened, so it was pointless.
Yeah, it was teased back in the day when they're doing it, but I think now they're doing it like, so it's like Morbius, Michael Keaton's Vulture, Kraven the Hunter, I think, is coming out this year.
They've been talking about Kraven,
we might even get a Morbius 2. we don't know.
Yay, everybody's saying.
it's Morbin time. I hope not. That movie sucked. Rotten eggs. That's what it sucked.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've got the viewer Drew saying, which Avengers team sounds cooler? The team from the first Avengers movie, or Wolverine, Spider-Man, Daredevil, Ghost Rider, Blade, Punisher, and Ben Grimm, The Thing? That is a random mashup of
it's random, but then you look at a team up, and that's kind of hard. Obviously, I love the first Avengers movie, but the characters you're mentioning on the other team, like Spider-Man, I prefer Daredevil to be Charlie Cox Daredevil than Affleck. I love Blade, Wesley Snipes. The only Punisher I know there was the movie, but I guess I'll go with the one in the Daredevil show. I like that Punisher.
That's the best one.
Nicolas Cage, Ghost Rider. I guess we'll go with the Thing in the 2000s Fantastic Four movie, and he was okay, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess I'll do Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. So, that's hard.
Man, yeah. If it's
that's hard. I don't even know who to choose in that.
Yeah.
I'm guessing this is a one-off battle and not connected to anything. I'm guessing.
Gosh, yeah.
So what are the terms and conditions for this question?
I love.
I'm going to go with the team. What was that, Jason?
I love Wolverine, Daredevil. I love that idea.
Yeah, I'm going to go Team Wolverine.
Yeah. I really like Daredevil. I hope they implement him more because they did the whole Daredevil series on Netflix, and they kind of tried to make a whole thing with the Defenders, I guess. But I was like, man, and they never had Daredevil in the movies until recently. He kind of showed up. And I'm like, man, Daredevil is like one of my favorite superhero characters right now. And so I'd love to see him implemented in with the movies in some way. But
But I mean, they're doing a series with him called, is it Born Again? Or
Born Again.
And 18 episodes, is that right?
Yeah, very long.
Yeah.
Probably
I hope it's not overkill. I hope the 18 episodes are worth it.
Yeah, She-Hulk will be in them all.
Then they'll only be 28 minutes long, so that's okay, you guys. If we're lucky, maybe 20 minutes.
Right.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know, Jamie, who you going with in this team-up battle?
I mean, win-wise, I'm obviously Wolverine, Spider-Man, Daredevil would obviously be the go-to. But when you're talking about cooler, like personally, I think that the Avengers team were pretty cool. There was a lady on that team. There ain't no lady in the other one. And let's just chuck that out there.
She-Hulk, yeah.
Yeah, but I love the Avengers. They're my first family that I loved before the Guardians, and they're my second family that I loved. And yeah, I don't know. I just can't go past all of them. They just have this chemistry, and I guess it goes back to again that there were these movies to lead up to that. But I just loved all of them. Like I felt like all of them had good chemistry together and relationships. Whether they'd work together and things, that might have been why. But yeah, I don't know. Cooler, the first Avengers.
Right.
Who would win? The other team.
Yeah. I think I would agree with that. Jacob, who are you going with?
Oh man. Yeah, I think I'd go with Jamie Lee on that. I think I like the camaraderie of the characters in the original movie. It's still one of the best Marvel movies, so I think I'd lean to that, even though I like the characters on the other team, though. What? Wolverine.
Yeah, I know Spider-Man, I think, shows up in Deadpool material, and they have a good team up, I believe. In the comics or the cartoon series or something.
Yeah, I'm sure he does, actually, yeah. Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Very quickly, though, I want to add this in here. View Drew and Lego were talking a bit back and forwards, but they mentioned here about how bad the Fantastic Four movie from 2015 is.
Oh, yeah, that one was terrible. It's like one of the worst comic book movies I've seen.
Is that the Chris Evans one or the other one?
No. Chris Evans was in the 2000s ones. This one had Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan and Rooney Mara. No, Kate Mara. Rooney Mara.
Yeah, Kate Mara.
Okay.
I've not seen this movie.
I don't think I've watched the Michael B. Jordan one, no.
No, I've not seen it, but like I was out shopping the other day and I saw it on 4K and I was like, it was like a couple of pounds. I was like, wow, that's cheap. And obviously I forgot about the casting. I was like, Miles Teller, I was like, good actor. Kate Mara, fantastic actress.
Yeah.
B. Jordan, great actor. I was like, how did this movie go wrong?
How could it go wrong?
Right.
Well, I think the core, I think the first half was actually not bad. Like the setup was actually pretty decent, and I like these actors. But then the movie falls apart when a text says 1 year later, and then the movie just like plummets to terribleness afterwards. Like you can tell the studio meddling that was on screen. The effects looked incomplete. Characters just came in and out of nowhere, and the motivations made no sense. Like you can even tell, like on some of the reshoots, like Kate Mara was wearing a wig half the time, and it's like the fakest wig you'll ever see. Some of the designs are so bad. Like the Thing looks like a walking naked chocolate bar, and it's so off-putting.
That's bad.
It's terrible. And then they botched Dr. Doom so bad. Like he looks terrible. He sounds terrible. It's a terrible movie all around. And then they shoehorned the Fantastic Four name in the end, and it
What we call
leads to
ourselves.
nowhere. I hated it.
He says, "Look, living disease," and
It killed
looks
that
like
director.
What?
it's like one of my. Who directed that movie?
Josh Trank. He did
Yeah,
Chronicle.
Killed his career. He was going to
It did because he
direct
like
Han Solo.
yeah, because he was gonna direct. I think he was gonna direct a Boba Fett movie, if I'm not
Okay, yeah, he's
mistaken.
going to direct.
But then, like a week, like the week or the day Fantastic Four came out, he tweeted, he's like, "I'm sorry that you all got to see this movie. A year ago, I had a great movie, but then it got taken from me." And then that attitude that he had, I think, destroyed not only the movie but like his reputation as well.
Oh yeah, bad mouthing your own movie, bad mouthing the studio. Yeah, that kills you.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And they were saying he was hard to work with. I think the actors maybe, and I don't know.
Mama, go.
I mean, just looking on here as well. So on Wikipedia, it says the budget was between 120 to 155 million, and it made 167. So it didn't make a good
Yeah.
at all.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Mm.
I might have to still check out the movie sometime so I can actually comment on it. But I've not heard great things though. All right, Jamie, you gonna head out?
I have to head out, you guys. Yeah, my day's started. I know yours is ending, but yeah, I've got things to do. My little daughter's like, "Come on, let's do life."
I thought we're getting another co-star or something.
Oh, don't tempt her, honestly. Oh my god. I just saw her there like picking her nose. Like, yeah, oh my god. She'll probably start singing Let It Go, Jacob, and then you'll find out the real truth about fucking playing that song over
Let
and
it
over.
go. Let it go.
Well, Jamie,
Right.
thanks for joining. And the link to Jamie's channel will be in the description box below. So please go subscribe to Jamie at In the Front Row.
Yeah, cool. All right, thanks for having me on, you guys. Nice seeing you again, hey?
Nice seeing you too. Take
All
it
right,
easy.
bye.
See you,
Yeah,
mate.
bye.
And we're down to the Three Musketeers.
All for one and one for all.
Lost our female perspective. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit like, so that Fantastic Four movie, because Marvel are making Fantastic Four in a couple of years, right?
Yeah, there's going to be an MCU. They got the rights back.
Yeah.
I wonder who they're going to cast, because I don't think they've announced that yet.
No.
I was kind of hoping John Krasinski was going to play him, since he played a multiverse version of Reed Richards in Multiverse of Madness. But it sounded like, I'm hearing it might just be a one and done thing because of fan service.
Yeah.
The current rumor I've heard rumors that now that Adam Driver might play Reed Richards, and I'd totally be down with that. I think he'd be good in that role.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think you'd do a good role in that as well. Yeah, I think that would be good. I don't know. I think it'd be interesting. I'm more interested who they're going to cast as Invisible Woman, personally.
Well,
I would love Emily Blunt. That was the rumor at the time.
Yeah. And I think that's why they wanted John Krasinski as Reed, because the characters are married, I think, in the comics and another film version.
Yeah.
So, hey, they're married in real life. The chemistry is going to be there.
Right. For me, I would love to see Emily Blunt or Emma Stone. That would be... Oh, man.
How about Melissa McCarthy?
Not watching it.
She's being visible.
Still,
technically, Melissa McCarthy's already been in a Marvel movie. She had a cameo in Love and Thunder. She was Hela in the play thing.
Yeah, and that's where the movie started to go downhill.
That's where it went downhill.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting. I mean, Drew saying here, there's a part of me that wants Michael Jiggers back as Ben Grimm, because he was built like a tank, and since the thing is muscled the crew is perfect casting.
Yeah, I thought he was good in those movies. Like, I had no problem with. I think he was good, and I liked Chris Evans as the Human Torch were like the two best castings in that movie. But
Yeah.
I didn't care for Ian Gruffudd as Reed. I thought he was kind of bland to me, and I thought
Yeah.
Jessica Alba was horribly miscast as the
Yeah.
Invisible Woman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think those two are the letdowns of the movie.
You always have
Yeah.
to. You put a really good looking woman in that role, and then she's invisible, and you're like, man, what a waste.
Well, I just don't think she's that good of an actress in general, and it doesn't. Like,
I'm joking.
The only thing good about her is the looks.
She was the it girl at the time.
She was, yeah. I mean, we've got Lego saying here, I would like Amanda Seyfried as Invisible Woman.
Yeah, sure.
I think she could be good. And he also says, Adam Driver's Reed Richards, no, but as Doctor Doom, yes.
Yeah, he'd be good, Dr. Doom.
I can see him in either role.
Yeah, I always think of him being more of a dark character actor kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess. I guess because people tend to typecast him because he was Kylo Ren, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen Adam Driver, because the thing is with Mr. Fantastic, if they go like the 2000s movies, he's a serious character, but he's also like comedic as well. So it depends if they go like that route with this Mr. Fantastic. I'm assuming they will. And I don't think I've ever seen Adam Driver in like any kind of comedy roles.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen Logan Lucky?
No.
Yes, I have seen that movie actually.
He is funny in that movie. He
Okay.
can pull off a comedy role.
I don't remember a lot about it, but I have seen the movie.
He even puts on a good Southern accent, almost as good as Daniel Craig. Maybe a little more comical.
Wasn't Daniel Craig in that movie?
Daniel Craig is in that movie. He plays a character named Joe Bang.
And he has like an American accent or something as well.
Yeah, his accent's kind of crazy in that one too.
That's
Not
right.
as sophisticated as Benoit Blanc, but
Yeah.
but
I can't remember.
He's still pretty good in that movie.
And well, Lego says also in this thing, and I don't know if you guys will agree. He says, but Joe Keery as Human Torch would be god level casting.
Joe Keery. Oh, is that Steve in Stranger Things?
Yeah,
I like him a lot.
I think he'd be good.
I think I can't see it at the moment, but
He's a little young.
Yeah, maybe a little too young for the part since I just know him for Stranger Things, but I'm not against it.
Yeah, I think it could be a girl. But he also says there was a crazy rumor about Seth Rogen being.
Sounds about right.
I don't know if I can buy that, but
No.
yeah, whatever. I'd rather see Seth Rogen play a more like wacky character in the MCU. Like I think he would have fit in James Gunn's Guardians movies if they had cast him, but
definitely.
Right.
But I can't see him playing the Thing. But if they do cast him in a role, he needs to do his signature laugh. I can't do it justice.
That's what Have you seen The Fabelmans?
Not yet.
No, it's not out in the UK
Okay.
until next week.
Oh, well, Seth Rogen is in it, and he plays a serious character.
Oh,
Kind of.
I didn't realize he was in The Fabelmans, honestly.
Not me either until I was watching it, and I was like, is that Seth Rogen? He looks different, like he lost some weight, and I don't know. He plays it. It's not a comedic role, and I was like really surprised. I was like, wow, like Seth Rogen playing a more serious character.
Yeah, it's weird how you see these comedic actors, and you're like, oh yeah, they're good at their jobs. I can't see them playing straight roles, and half the times when they play serious roles, they're really good. Like Adam Sandler, Robin Williams, Jim Carrey.
Yeah,
some good examples.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
There's some great examples, Jacob.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Lego says, I remember seeing a rumor about John Cena playing the Thing.
That would fit. But
I can honestly see that, especially since he did such a good job as Peacemaker. I think him being the Thing would be good casting.
Yeah, I think while they're doing like Peacemaker and like James Gunn's got DC, I don't think John Cena's signing the Marvel dotted line.
No.
Not real, no, but it's a good rumor.
Yeah, it's a good rumor, definitely. We've got Drew saying, which cast as a superhero did you think was worse? Jessica Alba as Susan Storm and Nick Cage Ghost Rider? Susan
Jessica
Storm.
Alba easily.
Alba.
Yeah, at least with Nick Cage, you can enjoy his bad performance, but
Right.
Jessica was cringe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely agree. And he says, which comic book villain do you guys think is the worst? Colin Farrell as Bullseye. Wes Bentley as Blackheart and Ghost Rider, or Julian McMahon as Doctor Doom?
Oh, I don't remember Wes Bentley and Ghost Rider. He must have been forgettable. I'm gonna say probably Colin Farrell as Bullseye. That was terrible.
That's the only one I can remember out of the three.
Yeah, I remember that one as well. Yeah, I remember it not being great, and I was like, why has he got a bullseye on top of his head?
Which is sad because I like Colin Farrell, and I'm glad that he
Right.
redeemed himself recently because I loved his Penguin in the Batman. But
Yeah.
this was not. I didn't like the character, and I didn't like the performance either.
Nah,
I agree.
same here, Jacob. And I think that is us caught up with the comments.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of comments, so thank you guys for leaving the comments. While we're caught up, Jason, do you want to just tell everyone about what content you've got coming up for the rest of the week?
Yeah, need to do a video doing my top 100 favorite albums, number 32 on my list. And then tomorrow I plan on doing a live stream, probably 1 o'clock. I try to do about 1 o'clock p.m. my time, covering what I've been watching because I haven't done what I've been watching for a while. So I got like a big list of movies and stuff I want to talk about. And I need like an hour or more to talk about them probably. So I need a live stream to really get through them. So I think I'm doing that, or I plan on doing that tomorrow. And then Saturday I was planning on doing a video on ranking every Beatles song, 64 to 61. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I got planned this week.
Nice, yeah, some awesome stuff. So the link to Jason's channel will be in the description box after the stream. So will Jacob and Jamie's. Yeah, I'm intrigued to see what you've been watching lately list, especially if it's a massive list.
Yeah.
I'll be watching along if I can, and I'll be commenting because I think by the time you get live, I'll be getting just out of the cinema tomorrow. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'm hoping to catch you live.
Hope so.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow, 2 o'clock my time, I'm going to go see Babylon. Have you guys seen that yet?
No.
No.
Nah. Okay. Well, I'm intrigued. to say the least.
Yeah, I've heard mixed things.
Heard things.
Yeah, same here. But I'm intrigued because it's the guy who directed La La Land and Whiplash, 2 movies I love. So
yeah,
I'm intrigued.
3-hour movie, so I guess.
Right. I'll be holding my bladder the entire time. Don't worry. Jacob, what have you got coming up for the rest of the week?
Well, earlier today I did my live stream where I did a hangout interview with Henry Mockingbird. That was a good stream if you want to catch the replay of that. And I'll be doing a live stream sometime Saturday, probably Saturday morning, probably 10 a.m. my time, maybe 9 a.m., depending on what time I do it. But it's going to be similar to Jason, what I watched live stream, which will be some of the movies that I've watched this past week. And I'll give a tease on what I'll be talking about. Full Metal Jacket's going to be one of them. The Last Duel is another one. I finally saw it.
Yeah.
Another one is Pooh Cephalon movie, which will be my Celebrating Disney video of the week. So, and 27 Dresses is another one. So it's going to be an interesting variety of movies to talk about. So if you feel like if you're available to watch the stream, feel free to watch the stream. Some of the movies I'll talk about, I'll re-edit into reviews, like the Celebrating Disney and the director projects if you miss it. So, yeah, I'm excited about this one.
Nice, yeah, and definitely a wide range of movies to talk about.
Yeah, it is.
It's gonna be an interesting one. I'll definitely be tuning in, Jacob. I think out the list you said, I think I've only seen 27 Dresses. So the rest of them I'll be like, have not seen this movie. Have not seen
That was my response.
Pretty much the same response, Jason. Yeah, pretty much happens all the time. So yeah, so go check out Jacob's channel. Link will be down below in the description box. He is going to be live on Saturday. Jason's going to be live tomorrow. As for this live stream, thank you to everyone who's watched live after the fact. I appreciate you all. And until next time, we will see you later. So, see you, everyone.
Bye.